Yes, it's about an even money bet this afternoon. Fitzroy, brilliant so far in 2 close wins. Hawthorn have been beaten by Carlton.
Well, there's Bertie Di Domenico, and a disappointing game by Bertie last week, but he was named the most courageous player by the VFL Players Association.
Well, young Dwyer, now he could be minding Bertie Di Domenico. It's a bit of the old history coming to light here. That's David and Goliath. I wonder whether young Dwyer can repeat the performance of David.
Looks as though they are on each other.
It does look that way as Dermot Brereton, another disappointing player last week, and after getting reported, I think Dermot Brereton went right out of the game, and I expect a different performance today.
Umpires this afternoon, Ross Castle and the man with the ball at the moment, Rowan Saws. First quarter of the 1986 VFL preliminary final from VFL Park in Melbourne, and wherever you're watching throughout the world, to Los Angeles Bureau, we hope you're going to enjoy the match. Knocked down by Deer.
There's a free kick to Brereton against Roos, got him on the shoulder, Pete.
Yes, that was pretty obvious. Well, Brereton could be the match winner. And I know you had a go at him in the paper this morning, Lou, and I must agree with your comments because he has been down on form, but he's got a great deal of ability.
Well, he disappointed me last week when he was reported. He seemed to not take much interest in the game, and that's not good enough for a champion.
No, there was that kick that's marked by the Fitzroy captain, Matt Rendell, at centre-half back. Had about an inch of rain here at VFL Park during the week. The manager, Gary Clayton, told me yesterday. The ground looking in pretty good nick. That's not a good kick, though, by the Fitzroy defender down there in Turner. And it will be out of bounds on the outer side.
Well, there's only one way to play this ground, Bob. You've got to go straight down the centre. You don't mess about the wings. The Bombers lost a match here in the elimination final doing a similar type of game.
Yes, but it is a perfect game today, and I think you'll find most times these sides will go direct as Clayton puts it all forward.
Turner had the earlier kick. Langford missed the mark. He should have taken that one. Bowling, a good check-up for Quinlan. Onto the left foot, super boot. First goal of the game. Bad mistake by Chris Langford. He dropped an absolute sitter. Took it too easy, and the end result, Quinlan and the sentimental favourites Fitzroy off to a great start.
Strange thing about that, Bob. Bernie Quinlan didn't know where to go when he hit the deck. You watch this now.
Yes, and you see Barwick. Now, it's a beautiful piece of shepherding from Barwick, and he gave Bernie Quinlan all the time in the world to steady, straighten up, and put the ball onto the left boot. Lovely play by Barwick.
Nearly 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Quinlan and Fitzroy's first goal. Another free kick from the centre circle going Hawthorn's way. So bad play by Fitzroy in that regard. The free kick to be taken by Greg Deer, who played an excellent first quarter last week. Curran almost a mark. The juggle wasn't quite good enough. Pekin goes for the hand pass. Picked up by Thornton. Great tackle. Holding the ball. No, on the leg. And the 15-metre penalty. Fitzroy will go into attack again.
Yes, Pete, he was grabbed by the leg. He was a little bit slow getting away that time. But that goal would certainly, 30 metres he actually got there, and that goal would certainly work wonders for Fitzroy's morale. And they're it's the real orphans of the league coming here, or the Gypsies, and they're really putting up a great show this year to get themselves into the preliminary final after being in a hopeless position about 3 matches before the final started. And of course, they've captured the imagination of the Victorian football public. As a matter of fact, the Australian football public. Knocked out by McGrath. There's a goal out for Conlon, and the tank looks like putting their second goal on the board. Now it won't squeeze through. It was off target, and it's through for 1 point. So Fitzroy off to a great start. 1 goal, 7 points. So Hawthorn yet to score, but we're into this quarter by, that's the first of the 1986 preliminary final by about 3.5 minutes. Ball back into play. A chance for Rendell. Couldn't hold it. McGrath gets a hurried kick back. We see Swab trying to smother it down, goes off when they pounce on top of him. Morris has tried to get him in the back.
Terrible free kick. What a rotten tackle that was.
It was a bad tackle. Morris not too happy about that, but it was a definite free kick, Bob.
Well, happy or not, it's a poor tackle by Russell Morris just to dive on top of Osborne. And Osborne normally a beautiful kick of the football, so he'll kick from about 45 metres out, so I would imagine that Fitzroy's second goal could well go on the board.
Well, let's see how good Osborne is with this kick. There it is on its way.
Yep.
And the umpire doesn't move. It's a goal. So Fitzroy up to a real great start here today in this preliminary final of 1986. 2 goals, 1-13 to Hawthorn yet to score. And that must work wonders for their morale, Bob.
No doubt about that one, Lou. And they have the crowd with them. And so it's a great start to get, well, 13 points on the board. 3 scoring shots before the opposition has scored.
Well, that's right. 4 minutes into the quarter, and Fitzroy 2 goals, 1-13 to Hawthorn, yet to score.
And they haven't looked like scoring. Ruse. Wire. Pekin. Actually, they haven't got over the half-forward line and haven't looked like it. Pekin from right half-forward, short pass. Bit of play that time from Langford after he dropped the sitter that let Quinlan in for a goal. And it will be a bounce, right half-forward flank for Fitzroy. Well, the fairy tale looks like continuing.
Well, there's a long way to go yet, Pete. I know that Fitzroy have a psychological advantage after beating him twice this year, but they'll bounce back Hawthorn. No worries about that.
Out of bounds, 50 metres out. Fitzroy's right half-forward flank. Rodney Eade back into the Hawthorn side today, one of the veterans in brown and gold. Langford and Quinlan. Harris. Leon Harris, who was out suspended last week. Good tackle by Button. Curran. It was a 4-2-1, is it?
And after McGrath went into the ball, Button still hung on to him.
And everything falling into place for Fitzroy at the moment. McGrath, 55 metres out. Chance to put Fitzroy's 3rd goal on the board, but he's gone for a short pass. Looking for Quinlan, who's got plenty of opposition down there. And picked up by Barwick. Not a good kick. Deep into Medico. Loveridge. Buckenara and Pekin. Deer. Ears. That's for Buckenara. Hawthorn still to get over the centre line. Don't look like doing it still. Ears. Good use of the body. Matt Rendell looking for a holding the ball decision, but there was none there, and we will see a bounce on centre wing. Fitzroy leading by 13 points at the 6-minute mark of the term. Excellent conditions for football. Ayres actually got that knockout, but it knocked straight out of bounds, and a boundary throw will follow once more. Still on the centre wing position.
Bob, what effect does a start like that Fitzroy have had here today against a side like Hawthorn?
Well, it would lift the confidence of Fitzroy, but I'm sure it won't have much effect with Hawthorn because they're too professional a side. They'll just go about their game in the same manner that will lift the confidence of Fitzroy.
Harris to Wallace to Tuck. Free kick out of Hawthorn as well. That was for. A bit of a dish up on centre wing. Morris and Osborne. And Morris going away a foolish tackle which cost Hawthorn a goal earlier. He's going to reverse it, is he, or is he bringing him back?
Going to reverse it.
Yeah. A really good goal so far. And Green should drag him off.
Well, not yet, Pete. I think that he's got the job of tackling. I think that's a difficult job.
Barwick has the mark at left half forward. Well, Fitzroy cutting Hawthorn the ribbons at the moment. Fitzroy much more confident in their outlook and approach. Barwick, short pass. Quinlan on his own.
That was a beautiful pass by Barwick, and poor defensive work by Chris Langford there to allow Quinlan to get in on his own. And Quinlan's 20 yards away from Langford, so it must have been a lack of concentration by Chris Langford.
Well, that was a bad kick by Bernie Quinlan. Old Super Boot was off target then and through for 1 point. So it's Hawthorn now, 2 goals, 2-14. Fitzroy, I should say, 2-2-14. As we see Reeves warming up. That's the quarterback, they call him out. And that's Bernie Harris with him. So it's 14 points, plays 0 in favour of Fitzroy. Well, there's a good mark to Ayres. He looks for Swab, and Swab's in a bit of trouble. Oh, well tackled that time by Big Red Ball. McGrath drives the ball back there. Langford comes out and runs it. Super Boot again. A shot at goal. He's got it. That's his second. Oh, what a ripper. This bloke is running around. He runs around like a lame duck, but it doesn't affect him. 3 goals, 2-20 to Hawthorn yet to score. And what a marvel this fellow is. Bernie Quinlan, Bob.
It's a great play by the big fellow there. As we see a beautiful tackle by Matt Rendell, which enables Fitzroy to put the ball forward. And once again, Langford. Now, Langford should have trapped that ball. And, well, it's not the best days for Chris Langford so far.
Just on the 9-minute mark of the first quarter, the 1986 preliminary final. 20 points, plays 0 as far as Hawthorn are concerned. Wallace gets a kick back over their half-forward line. Grabbed by Thornton. He's grabbed. Coming in to meet it now is Curran. picks the ball up. He kicked 5 last week as a snap at goal. This could be handy, and it's a goal. Oh, that'll be a beauty for Hawthorn. That'll lift them no end. So that's 1 goal, 6 points, Hawthorn. That's the first time they've been to attack. 2 to Fitzroy, 3 goals, 2-20.
And that's the steadier that Hawthorn did need. And on replay now, we see a beautiful piece of play by Curran. He smothered the hand pass, followed on, and then a lovely goal by Peter Curran. A very lone effort by Curran there. Smothered it and then kicked it. Great effort.
14 points the difference as we approach the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. And that goal will work wonders for Hawthorn. They're a top side. They're a professional team. They'll be bouncing back. Knocked out by Rendell. Pushed on by Deere. Burton's grab. Roos tries to force his way. He does. Over to Logan. Back it goes there now. And the ball's driven up there by Pekin. Coming out to meet it is Ayres. It bounces. It runs along. He's got a chance to pick it up. There's no one within a mile of him. And he's got it down there in the back pocket as he sends it out towards the wing. Oh, we see McIver get his hands, but couldn't get clear. And no, there won't be a stack up. That's Harris coming clear now. The ball shot up to centre half forward, pushed on again by Eve. Picked up now by Russo. He goes back, short hand pass to Robinson. A beautiful pass right there to DP in a minute ago. Brown not too happy. Clark's got a running chance to score another goal here. From 50 metres out, fires. And that looks good. So the Hawks are really back there now. And they've got a real ball game in their hands today in this 1986 preliminary final.
Lovely play by Peter Russo back down there in defence. And eventually the ball coming out to Di Domenico from the Foster's Lager sign. And Di Domenico puts it over to Platten. And Platten steadying. And a lovely goal. So they have answered very quickly.
After 10 disastrous minutes of football, Hawthorn get 2 goals through Platten and Curran. They look like a junior side from the B grade up until that time. Brereton, not a good knock-on, straight to Thornton. And Fitzroy get clear. Turner, Clayton, offloaded by Jenke. Ball up towards Pekin again on centre wing. Tuck, good hip and shoulder. Pekin, Thornton dropped it.
One by the 2 respective captains. First of all, it was Rendell, and now it was Tuck.
Tuck looks for Buckenara, not his best pass, but Buckenara good enough to take the mark at centre field. This is a long kick, Buckenara, goes short. Greg Deere. He played a good first quarter against Madden last week, but he drifted out of the game. Up to full forward, and Dunstall, here's a chance for Brady. He can get it up to Brady. He's satisfied. The Italian Stadium puts it through. And Hawthorn hit back. They're trailed by 2 points. Well, that's more like the Hawks of old in the last 5 minutes.
Well, that's all they need now, Bob, because they've settled themselves down. They're a little bit erratic early, but they're coming back into their own now, Robert.
Yes, and well, lovely camera work there as Di Domenico kicks it off the ground, and the delight of Di Domenico, and it all came from the great tackle by Michael Tuck.
Hawthorn still trailed by 2 points, 3-2 to 3 goals, but Hawthorn hitting back, knocked down by Deere. Hawthorn perhaps finding some confidence, which was lacking in the first 10 minutes. Too high. Wallace. Di Domenico again, knocked away by Logan. Logan tries it off the ground, not successful. Bounce at centre half forward, or is it Platten ball? No, it will be a bounce.
I noticed that Fitzroy have switched Dwyer off Di Domenico, and they've got Logan on him now, Bob.
I have a feeling, though, that you might find Di Domenico going with Dwyer and Russo going over the other side, nonetheless.
Knocked down by Hawthorn again. That was Deere. Curran, the goal number 2, but an excellent smother. Ball to Logan. Di Domenico may get there first. 2 Hawthorn players are there. It's picked up by Russo. Good bump by Di Domenico. The pass straight to Rendell as he played the mark. He should pay it. He got something in the eye.
Might have been a finger.
And Rendell at full-back to get Fitzroy out of danger.
On replay, there's no doubt about that one. And Matt Rendell, and the big fellow, taking the mark.
He doesn't wear contact lenses, so it must have just been a piece of dirt or whatever. Now towards centre wing, Di Domenico and Logan. Clayton. Over the top, bad bounce, but Clayton caught by Russo. Beautiful tackle out of bounds. Hawthorn finding a little bit after a disastrous start in which Fitzroy played all over them. 2 points in it, the Lions lead.
2 points the difference. 14 minutes gone of this first quarter. Ball knocked out by Deer. That was a good knockout. Looking for Ayres. Didn't attempt to pick that up. Got in the way. The umpire. Hawthorn was grabbed too high on the shoulder. And he'll get a free kick. There was nothing about that one.
Ayres is in trouble.
Ayres staggered there a bit. He looks as though, but pretty tough sort of a player. Well, that was possibly running to his own man, Burton, there. There's a go for Hawthorn through Turner, looking there for Quinlan. Pushed out by Langford. Good play, and look at him go. It was beautiful taking out by Langford. And the hand pass is perfect. Over to Wallace. Hawthorn full of running. Down it goes. That's a bad pass for Dunsford. Coming in to meet it now is Burt. Played it safe and kicked for the boundary line, and that's out of bounds.
He's back on his feet and looks okay.
Well, they're certainly moving this ball around pretty quickly, these two sides, Bub.
Certainly are, Lou. It's a perfect day. It's the wind having very little, well, one way or the other. I don't think it'll matter at all.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Brereton against Rendell. Well, actually, Brereton got that one down because Rendell misjudged it. The umpire, Roos threw it out. Now it's Loveridge's chance to score a goal. A head past the front. You can put down your glass about that one to go. And the Hawks are in the front. And they've got about it. 2 goals, 2 credit.
Lovely play by Loveridge. Great teamwork between the two rovers there. And this is the way I think that Hawthorn should have played their game last week. I couldn't understand the defensive tactics of Hawthorn. Richard Loveridge dummies beautifully on replay. The handball to Johnny Pratton, and he makes no mistake at all.
It's 4 points the difference into this quarter, the first by just on 16 minutes. And Hawthorn looking a lot better now. 24 plays 20. Deer against Rendell. Knocked out by Deer. Picked up by Turner. Not doing a bad job down there in defence either. Mew falls over, but he smothers the ball. Looks for Ayres. Taps it out nicely. Ayres fumble. In goes Osborne. He can't pick it up either. McGrath's there to try and help out, but 3 Hawthorn players to Conlon. He's pushed aside. In goes Turner. Can't get clear. They grab him, and the umpire said play on. It comes out again. It's Leon Harris with the ball out there at half forward. A short pass looking for Quinlan. Got under that one as they go now. The ball knocked on from Dwyer. Picked up again by McGrath. Bad hand pass. Swat with brilliant play. Ducked and weaved and dodged. And finally got it out there to Wallace. He's doing very well in this first quarter. Roos and Brereton having a great battle, but it's Roos coming out with the ball, but the kick is not too good. Out it goes to Wallace again. Overruns the ball, but he's picked it up again. Good work on the ball. Well smothered that time by Roos. And what a battle. It appears to me if he's limping a bit, Bob.
Well, there's no doubt that Roos is having ankle trouble, Lou. But I think he's had ankle trouble all year. And it's amazing how well you can play with injury if you've got the right mental makeup.
Boundary throw it on centre wing, or just favouring Fitzroy's side of attack. Conlon looks for Dwyer with the hand pass. McIver's there. Finally picked up by Barwick. Looks for Harris off the ground. Langford. Mistake. Quinlan. The goal number 3. Just going to pick it up. And he's got it as he saved the post. It's hit the post. Oh, bad luck for Bernie.
It was a bit of bad luck on the part of Langford too. He tried to smother that, but fell over in the attempt.
3 points the difference.
Well, I think you'll never be critical of a player who takes the gamble and attacks the ball, and Langford did on that occasion. And so if you don't get the right bounce, it's just bad luck sometimes.
Here's the ball can bounce funny ways. Picked up by Bowen. Osborne and Eade. Eade, will he give it to Tuck? No, he goes a little bit further than that towards the boundary line with defence in mind. Pekin and Buckenara. Pekin having the job of tagging him so far. It's out of bound, and Eade looks as though he's pulled up a little bit properly from that encounter. Thrown again. Free kick again going Fitzroy's way, is it?
Turner.
Turner, yes.
Played well.
There's to Pekin. To Quinlan again. And Quinlan having the better of the duel down there with Langford so far. He's kicked a couple. Or 2-1 actually, to be precise. Fitzroy's forward pocket. Right forward pocket for the Lions. In attack, main scoreboard end. Knocked down by Langford, not very far. Eade gets around Quinlan. Buckenara in front. Mark free kick or whatever. Actually did pay the free kick for on the shoulder. Looks for Ayres. Too long for him. Might get a good bounce. He does, ultimately. Not a good throw. Hit Burton on the shoulder. With a fruit pack would have splattered all over him. McIver overruns it. Burton has a second chance to make a bend onto Russell. With Lavridge at centre wing. Onto Mew. Mew well caught and dropped it. The play on forward. Lavridge again. Lavridge a half forward. The hand pass to Clayton. And Ronnie with Clayton up to get clear. Here he goes. Tries off target. One-pointer out of bounds. Out of bounds on the full. And free kick going Fitzroy's way in the left back pocket. And it will be taken by Gary Kurt.
Kurt to take the free kick into this quarter by 19.5 minutes. 3 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn after Fitzroy got off to a great start. That'll be a mark. It should be the Rouge.
Holding the man, Luke.
Well, a mark and a free kick. That was a great effort. That was a bit of a box on between Kurt and Freakin. But it was a bad kick by Rouge, picked up by Deere. He's looking good in this first part of the game again. Down it goes. Oh, it was on the game. Spotted up the guns to the umpire. Said no, as it goes for DP a minute ago. Intercepted here now. The ball is down. Down goes Pekin. He didn't play a free kick in the back. And the umpire will ball it up.
I thought it should have been a free kick to Pekin there.
In the back, it looked like it to me, Bub.
He was tackled anyway without having the ball.
So it'll be a ball up about 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Knocked on by Curran. Down goes Platt. They get into him pretty quickly. Tapped on by Thorpe, and the ball is out of the full. Was it kicked out, was it?
Yep.
Well, I thought he might have tapped that. It's a kick, so we see the free kick going there to Buckenara. He's got a very acute angle to kick this ball from, but he's a beautiful kick for goal. And, of course, Hawthorn are 3 points in front. There it is.
1 point.
1 point, so it's 4 points the difference. Hawthorn 4 goals, 1-25 to Fitzroy 3-3-21 as we approach the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. Ball out wide now to Morris and Osborne. Tapped on by Osborne. No one there for Fitzroy. Coming to the meet of this Lavridge. Right on his tail is Pekin. Pekin won't give it. He's at the front. He's pushing it. They're dynamite on that decision here today. It's about the third one that's happened so far. Short pass. Looking for Platten there. Working well together, these two Hawthorn Rovers. And Platten's got the mark out there at half forward, about 60 metres out from goal. He drops it short. Punched out by Pert. That was a long punt. Look at Russo coming through now. Tries to get it to goal, but it was a bad kick, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket right against the point post, and the umpire will ball it up. So Hawthorn, 4 goals, 1-25. To Fitzroy, 3 goals, 3-21. 21.5 minutes gone of the first quarter.
Rendell to Hinchin. Runs into trouble. And it will be short of the post. That was kicked by Dippy a minute ago. So 4-2 to 3-3. Let's watch that again. Bertie Brigg quick to get boot to ball there, and no luck for the Hawks as it just shaved the bottom of the post. Good mark taken on half-back flank for Fitzroy by Scott McIver. He's off. It's got in the back for his corner.
He's in time to have his kick.
Boundary throw in.
Deep in a minute, clashing with Ian McRae, the Fitzroy runner.
Platten, one of Hawthorn's best after a disastrous start by them. Curran's a long way from goal. He will be 60 metres by the time he takes the kick. Platten ran past. Look, makes the lead. Oh, Curran didn't see him, but he's gone more direct. Buckenara loses it to Pekin. Bad pass. Fitzroy get clear. This is Leon Harris. On to Turner at centre field. Lavridge a chance. Or Wallace. Lavridge grabbed one. He didn't have it. He will get the free kick for that.
Really handle there.
Oh, Pekin, Turner should have gone long there instead of messing about.
Curran, left centre wing. Buckenara, short of left half forward. Short pass. He'll be looking for Dunstall. And almost got the mark. Beautiful hand pass. Jenky tries to get there. Cotton too high. Must get a free.
Dropped his head. The Fitzroy guys had nothing but to do that.
And he did do that.
He certainly ducked his head. He was very lucky to get that free kick, Platten.
There was nothing else that Ross Thornton could possibly do, and Platten ducked his head right into it.
Platten for goal number 3. He's on a slight angle about 50 metres out. Has missed it, and 1 point is the result. Much to the delight of the sentimentalists at VFL Park. Many converts going for Fitzroy. Logically enough, Pert's kick might have been a free kick to Rindle. And Rindle will take the free kick at right half-back flank. McIver, easy mark. Now, he kicked that when he was out of bounds, and we saw Bertie Di-Domenico get a ball taken off him a few weeks back.
In the back there it was complete.
Four such.
Buckenara.
A 15-metre penalty, too.
Well, Buckenara kicked the ball away after it.
Short pass. Barwick, strong goal. And he comes out with Harold out in his hands. Doug Barwick, he doesn't miss many marks. Now, Barwick is on the 50-metre line. He'll be a little bit closer in when he kicks it. A goal here would make the difference. Actually, would level the scores. Not Peter Russo marking right in the square, and he'll get Hawthorn through.
He's dropped it short. Nearly a pushing it back that time to Clayton. Osborne gets it back, looking there for Leon Harris. Now he's clear. Short pass and a good one. Hitchens got it. He'd be about 35 metres, 40 metres out from goal. And of course, this fella does this quite often. Comes down from that back line to take a mark. But I suppose he's following his rover. He's rucked Rover down. Another short pass, but Dwyer's got it now. He's a lot closer. I don't know if he's on a better angle. I thought Hitchin was
Hinchin was on Platten, Lou. It looks like Turner's picking up Platten now. And Hinchin might have the job of Loveridge. No, I think Leon Harris the job of Loveridge. So it might well mean that we see Turner swapping and not... he was picking up Michael Tuck, so Hinchin might have Tuck.
Well, that kick wasn't too good by Dwyer. Went through for 1 point. So we see Hawthorn 4 goals, 327. To Fitzroy 3 goals, 422, a difference of 5 points. And we're just over the 26-minute mark of the first quarter, the 1986 preliminary final. McGrath goes the punch. Picked up by Mew, had a bit of a fumble, but finally got the ball out wide to Logan, and Di-Domenico having a great battle out there. It's Logan first to the ball. Well, he gets away from Bertie. Bertie fell over. Di-Domenico, a short pass. It'll be all right, and Clayton's got the mark out there in the centre wing position. He doesn't know where to go. He gives it back to Logan. Logan right on the boundary line. Goes for the long kick. Up there towards the forward pocket, the pack fly. It's Deer. He's doing a pretty good job on the run. As he gets it out wide now, the squad has touched it over beautifully to Reed. He's not nipping anymore. Over to Deer. As I said before, doing a great job. He's the better of the ruck at the moment. There's a push in the back of another side. Free kick to go to Turner, a short pass will be okay, and Clayton's got play on his score because he went over the mark. Punched on that time by Conlon, goes after it again. After him is Deer. Ball tapped on by Eade. Eade's got the job of tagging Conlon. The ball is out of bounds.
Well, Luke, he hasn't had a kick yet.
That's right, 65 metres out from goal. That's Fitzroy's goal, and they're down by 5 points after getting off to a great start. But you can never write this Hawthorn mob off. They're the most determined side in the league as we see Wallace fumble the ball. But I wouldn't blame him for that. McIver gets it out to Clayton. Another fumble. Morris is after him. He gets a wild hand pass. Coming in to meet him now is Conlon, but the ball beats him. And it's still about 65 metres out from the Fitzroy goal. They're 3 goals, 4 to Hawthorn, 4-3 as we approach the 28-minute mark of this first quarter.
Boundary throw in on the 50-metre line. Osborne. Barwick in front. Can't outmark Chris Mew. Picked up by McGrath. Snaps on his grip. Lloyd picked that one from a place on the anatomy you couldn't imagine. 4-3, the 4-4, and the Lions hit the front.
Jack Barwick in the hands of the trainers, and it looked as though it could have been a free kick to Quinlan. Osborne snapping the ball over the shoulder. Barwick coming through. Mew couldn't take the mark, and Craig McGrath picking the ball up, and a lovely snap by Craig McGrath. And there they are, McGrath and McIver, 2 delighted players.
Free kick going Hawthorn at centre field for a centre square infringement taken by Deer.
Incidentally, Barwick slipping down there too, Pete.
Dunstall can't mark it. Thornton. Fitzroy's defence combining well. There's Hinchin and Curran close. Out the centre wing. Keep it. Now there might be a ball coming back, or is it downfield against Curran?
It's called play on, Pete.
to Peak. In front is Russell. Mark the drive. No. Would have thought that should have been played as a grab. Umpire obviously didn't agree. Back to Russell. Smother is effective. It's out of bounds.
Probably Pekin and Turner doing good jobs down there in defence, or whatever jobs they've got there.
They're doing excellent jobs, Lou. Turner did start off picking up Tuck, but with Platten getting on top of Hinchin, they've swapped Hinchin and Turner.
Picked up by Blakey. Into the forward pocket. Morris and Osborne. The mark taken by Schwab. Good shepherd by Morris.
I think Fitzroy will have to take Barwick off. He's limping badly up there. Pete, he can hardly get up to a trot.
4 Fitzroy players are up. They spoiled each other. So not good talking there. Russo and Dwyer. Dwyer gets there first, right on the boundary line. Beautifully done. Picked up, ridden into the ground, maybe. Tuck. Buchanara. Tries to get around Rendell. High ball. They're the ones you hate. At the back is turned off. Didn't have a height advantage, but used the body well. Platten not waiting for a 15-metre penalty, which was applicable and applied. Vicky Domenico on the edge of the square. Play on. Dunstall this time. And a couple of chances earlier, but a good strong mark, but a long way from goal. Dunstall can make scores level with a point. A goal would put Hawthorn 5 points up at quarter time. Siren full, which has just sounded. Dunstall, 45 metres out. It's a goal. Hawthorn lead by 5 points at the first change in the preliminary final from 1986. Interesting quarter of football. First one side and then the other got the advantage. 5-3 to 4-4.
Well, a great performance, as Pete said, by Hawthorn to come back, because they looked as though they were completely rattled in the first 5 minutes. Was the mark again by Dunstall. Very strong mark, and that's a good effort against the best fullback in the business. But a great effort by Hawthorn to come back, but it looked as though they could have really got on top of Fitzroy. But we've got to give full mark to this fighting side of the line, because they never give in, and that's why we're going to have such a great game here today. A fine effort by both these sides, and they've kept up the tradition of the final so far. We've seen 4 great games, and this 5th one looks as though it could be as good. So the scores here at quarter time, it's Hawthorn 5 goals 3-33 to Fitzroy 4 goals 4-28.
Second quarter of the 1986 preliminary final. Hawthorn lead by 5 points after they got a goal on the first quarter siren. Bounce doesn't go straight, knocked away by Tuck or Mackay, but the 2 number 17s, they could have just about raffled that one. Picked up by Eade. Short kick, or Burton, and he had his hands kicked off there. Thornton. Wallace. Curran looks for Jenke. Tapped it too far for him. Curran will have to do it on his own. Now Jenke takes it at the Tuck. He's got his first kick. He was fairly quiet in the first quarter. Michael Tuck. Dunstall. Oh, great play. Gary Pert out of bounds. Out of boundary throw in Hawthorn's left forward pocket.
I think that is Tucky's first touch, Pete.
Yes, he and Conlon have been fairly quiet. Third, Bob Skilton says.
They might have been tap-alongs. They weren't real actual touches.
Well, I think we're saying that Tucky was fairly quiet in the first quarter, and we all agree on that. Thornton, was it Turner? They looked like twins. Seemed to be a bounce on Hawthorn's left half-forward flank. Still no addition to the score in the second quarter, just over the 1 minute mark. Rendell and Deere. Deere had a big swing at it and missed it. Like my co-commentator's golf shots in the first tee. Mark taken by Mew. Mew gets it onto Wallace. Wallace from left centre wing. Long kick by the Hawthorn centre man. Brereton, strong grab. Well, it was billed as the duel of the day, but those two really haven't been in it that much. That's a good strong mark by Dunstall. He's second in front of Gary Pert.
There's a lovely lead and a beautiful pass by Brereton there. And Dunstall has to move around and make it hard for Gary Pert, and it's just what he's doing at the moment.
So Jason Dunstall, second mark, second kick, had a chance to bring up his second goal as the sun goes behind a cloud. Dunstall from 50 metres out is off target. Buchanara! No. Rowan Rosscastle will bounce it.
He should have taken that one, Pete.
Yes, he just about had it. Here, nearly there, but a good block by Barwick, I think it was, to put him out of business.
Ball up again. Ball tapped back there to Brereton. He's smothered, and the umpire's going to ball it up again to make it more confused. So it'll be a ball up about 5 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. They're in front by 5 points. It was a great first quarter. Tapped on by Rendell and pushed away again by Loken, and the ball is out of bounds. Fitzroy gradually working it away from the Hawthorn goal. So it's about 30 metres around from that position. Rendell and Curran. Actually, Curran got that down, but sharked by Ruse. The ball tapped out again by Morris. Comes back there to Hinch and over to Harris. A hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. McGrath in front. Hugh taps the ball on.
They kick the Fitzroy.
Oh, I know what the free kick there.
Downfield, though.
Kick downfield.
Yeah, I think it was against Burton.
Okay, so the free kick will go to McGrath out there on the edge of the squares towards the wing position. Now he's gone for the long kick over the half-forward line. Both Langford and Quinlan got under that one. Coming into meet it is Swab. He's put off balance, but he still goes after it. Strong play on the part of Swab. And the ball is out of bounds. It's about 40 metres out from the Fitzroy goal, and they're trailing by 5 points into this second quarter by 3.5 minutes. Harris coming off the ground, replaced by his young brother, Bernie. So the ball hits the deck. Clayton smothers that one, still about 40 metres out from the Fitzroy goal.
Double changed. Dwyer was never going to come off, and now he goes back on.
Leon Harris is limping, Pete.
Waiting again for this ball up. There's quite a few players. I know that Barwick was limping pretty badly in that first quarter for Fitzroy. The ball knocked back here now to Blakey, but pushed away by Ayres. Playing a lot better today. Tapped on by Platten, doing a great job over to Ayres. Back to Russo, back to Loveridge, and these two little rovers are tearing them apart. They're looking the danger to me. It is picked up by Di Pietro-Manico. Good play on the part of Bird as he drives it there, looking for Buckenara. Coming across as Curran. Backed up by Pekin now. He's grabbed by Buckenara. The umpires that are telling the ball against him. Well, it's about time they started paying those decisions, because there's no doubt that Pekin smothered the ball. Made no attempt to get rid of it. Comes out to Dunstall. Pert missed that completely. I think he connected with Dunstall then. I think Dunstall will get a free kick. But there was no intent about that one. That's the only thing you could do, Bob.
If there had been any intent, that we would have been recorded. It was one of those things that happened in a game of football. Actually, Dunstall should have taken it.
Well, I don't think he kicked. I think he with the arm.
He copped him too high, yes.
So it wasn't for the kicking part of that infringement. We'll wait now for Dunstall.
As you called it, Lou, a complete accident.
Waiting now for Dunstall from about 35 metres out. But he's off target. Is he playing the mark to Brown? And he is. Pekin's not happy about it, but he's got the mark right on the boundary line. Now he's only about 15 metres out. What do you reckon?
I would have paid the mark, Lou. Pekin down there in defence. Pekin should have been going for the punch, not the mark.
Okay. Waiting now for this kick from Brown. Difficult shot. He runs around, has a snap at goal, but it's a shocking kick. Oh, Dunstall nearly grabbed that, and so did Curran. Is he going to pay to Dunstall or Curran?
Curran, but
he's going to pay it to Dunstan for a mark. Now, that was a doubtful decision, because I didn't know which one got that one.
Yeah. We'll watch again on replay.
Oh, what do you reckon about that, if you don't mind, Doctor?
Play on for more.
Yeah, play on. Oh, that was an easy one for Dunstall. And he's got it through for a goal. Well, they were lucky for that one, Hawthorn. That's his second, and Hawthorn move on now to 6 goals, 3, 39 to Fitzroy, 4 goals, 4, 28.
This was a very doubtful decision as far as I was concerned. I don't think a mark was to either player, and I don't think either player held the ball long enough. If either of them had the possession of it, that was Curran, of course, and Dunstall, and play on would have been my call.
I think we all agree on that, Bob. 6.5 minutes into the second quarter. Hawthorn by 11 points. That's their biggest lead so far. In fact, the biggest lead that either side. No, Fitzroy led by 3, didn't they, in the first quarter? Tuck grab. It's going to be a bounce by umpire Ross Castle.
I don't know what you think, Bob, but Hawthorn looking the far stronger side at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, I felt at quarter time that the last half of that first turn they were playing much better.
Knocked down by Rendell, but Di Pietro-Manico gets the kick now towards Ruse. The Brownlow medalist, or favourite for such fumbling, but he has plenty of time to get his kick. Mark, or free kick to Logan. One would have thought. Logan still gets the kick, and well played. Morris knocked away by Clayton. Picked up by Blakey. Beautiful hand pass to Dwyer. Deserves a goal. Just misses by about 1/3 of a metre and one behind.
Yeah, there was Barwick sitting in the goal square on his own then.
6-3 to 4-5. I wonder if Barwick's sitting in the goal square because he was limping earlier. Seems to be okay now,
That's
though.
right.
Langford. Oh, strong mark to Mew.
Well,
Had his colours lowered last week by Kernahan, but looking in much better form today and assisted here by a 15-metre penalty. Doesn't take advantage of such. Back to centre wing. Dippy to Medico, the flyer. Comes down with the ball. He's playing a lot better than last week. Looks for Buckenara. Dunstall could collide. And they did. Out to Curry. Might get there first, or Osborne beats him for it. Hinchin. Over the top to Loken. Loken chips it in short. Conlon, first touch for mine. He's marked him pretty well. Conlon's kick short to half forward. Tough for Hawthorn. Doesn't bounce kindly for him, but a fair hand pass out to Schwab, whose knock-on was not successful. At the McIver, who's grabbed. Langford caught, tries to get rid of it. McIver again. Beautiful hand pass to Barwick at the 50-metre line. Barwick breaks one tackle, two. Dwyer in trouble, caught by Morris. Hawthorn defending better. Here comes down to got Wallace down there. Now it's picked up by Loken. Loken from right half forward flank. Long kick into the square. Could be a goal. Is. Or has it missed it? No, 1 point. And one behind. That really did swerve at the last moment. 9 points the difference. 9 minutes in.
Well, that was exciting football. I think they should have had a shot at goal there instead of that foolish hand passing. Poor old Dwyer was put under tremendous pressure, Bob.
I think Fitzroy have steadied a little at the moment, Lou, and have lifted their game. There's a lovely pass comes out from Langford to Reed.
Reed out there at half back, goes for a hand pass again, and Bertie Di Domenico looking a lot better today. Look at that front pass.
Downfield.
It's grabbed here by Jenke. So Jenke's got a hand pass back to Bertie. We went without the ball over to Wallace. Back to Jenke again. Hawthorn still looking good. The pass is a bad one. McGrath missed that. Looks as though he's playing down there in defence now, but it bounced okay for him on the rebound. He sends it long, looking there for Harris. Harris goes to punch. Good play by Bernie Harris. Over to Rendo. He dodges and dives like a rope up to Bernie. Quinlan couldn't hold it. Good play by Langford. Knocked it away. Backed up well. Takes the ball away from the danger zone, but it's out of bounds on the full. It'll be a penalty free kick to go to Bernie Harris out there on the centre wing position.
I think McGrath just followed Mew down the ground, Lou. I think you'll find he'll be back at centre half forward.
Well, they certainly move all over the place. You can't nominate them, Bob, can you?
That's the way the game's played now, isn't it?
Certainly is. Little Dwyer goes to punch. He had no hope against Russo, and the ball is out of bounds. That was good play on the part of Dwyer. So he's kept it on their attacking line. 9 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn into this second quarter by just over 10.5 minutes. Another stack up there, 60 metres out from goal. The umpire will ball it up again. Let's go down to Peter Donegan, our man on the ground, for an injury report on Leon Harris.
Yes, Louis. Apparently Leon got a kick to his leg. He's been on the move since he came back off the ground, and he'll be okay to come back on.
Well, the ball is still on that half-forward line. It's out of bounds, and I'd say, Bob and Pete, the crowd round about the 70,000 mark. And what a perfect day for football in Melbourne at VFL Park.
Couldn't ask for better, and at the moment we've got a great game of football.
Well, we've had 4 great games, and as we said before, the tradition continues as the ball goes back out there to Dwyer. He's got it on the boundary line. The little fella doesn't mess about. He snapped at the kick as a shocker, and the kid from Carruthers put it out of bounds.
Lou, it may well be in the minds of both Hawthorn and Fitzroy that when these sides last met and Fitzroy won by 51 points, at half-time there was nothing at all in the game.
Yes, of course, earlier Fitzroy led by 50 points at three-quarter time at Victoria Park, and Hawthorn pegged them back ultimately to lose by 14. This is Blakey. Barwick, Wallace from Art over Clayton.
He played a fine game in the centre today, Wallace too, Bob.
It's a good duel out there. Clayton's doing well too, both players, but Wallace on top.
And a chance for Langford. He went for the boundary line. Didn't have many other options open to him there.
Well, Langford settled down after a bad start. He seems to have Bernie Quinlan pretty well covered now.
He's made a couple of errors which we're not accustomed to seeing him do. Deep here to Medico. Did he have it? Did he drop it? Play on call was probably the best one. Morris put the head down and tried to charge through. Now affects the hand pass into the open spaces. Platten in pursuit of Logan. Did he push him in the back? comes out with the ball, but a bad hand pass goes to an opponent. Diving on top of him was Peake, and he might get a free kick out of this, Platten. We'll wait and see what the umpire does.
I think he'll ball it up, Pete. It was a good effort by all players in that.
It's a pretty tough contest here. It's a beaut contest, actually.
He's signalling a head job.
Going to Fitzroy to Logan, isn't it?
It's
Bernie
a high
Harris.
tackle. He was knocked on the head. Bernie Harris. Harris to right half forward. Over the top, Quinlan. And you can't keep him down for too long. Bernie Quinlan, 65 metres out. Let's see if old Super Boots, the Super Boot of old. Osborne! Here's a goal coming up.
Great kick and a great mark.
Yes.
I reckon Quinlan spotted him there making position. It was like an old rugby gridiron move, Bob.
Never looked like missing that ball.
Well, Osborne's opponent had to man the mark. That was Richard Morris, so he was standing on the mark where Bernie Quinlan was. So it did leave Richard Osborne alone for just a moment.
3 points the difference. If he kicks it. If he kicks it.
Well, we saw last week for the Swans, we saw Gerard Healy miss what he normally would have kicked with his eyes shut, and that one I think Richard Osborne would feel likewise.
Bernie Quinlan and Richard Osborne have both missed goals today that they should have kicked as Langford goes wide to the outer side, looking for Gary Ayres. Ayres gets a reasonable sort of a bounce. Deere running with him. Should shepherd Rendell, does so. Ayres keeps going. McIver in pursuit. Along the boundary line he goes. Long kick underneath it. Brereton, Roos. Both hit the ground. Brereton to Platten. Brilliant handball. Too far out for Platten to score. Dunstall on a lead and marks.
Oh, great mark to Dunstall. He flew in the air. Didn't have to get a climb that time.
Actually, he's worrying Kurt Lou.
Certainly is. He's got plenty of strength and playing a lot better than he did last week. He played more like a defender last week. That's a great mark, Bob.
And four marks so far to Jason Dunstall, and he did miss a couple early in the piece, probably with nerves. And so far, Jason Dunstall has kicked 2 goals.
Going for goal number 3 from about 35 metres out, but he's off target. So I think nerves are starting to tell on both these sides. 6 goals, 440. Hawthorn to Fitzroy, 4-7-31. Into this quarter, the second, by just on 15 minutes as the ball comes back into play again. Well, no one could smother that one as we see Wallace go. Osborne's there first, showing a lot of pace. Too much there for Morris. A hand pass back there to Conlon. Conlon with a long kick, looking there for his forwards. They all fly. Bernie Quinlan couldn't grab that. Now he's got it. A hand pass comes out, and Barwick fires, but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So both sides having chances, Bob.
Yes.
8 points the difference. What a game we've got on our hands today for the preliminary final, because it's the end of the ball game for the losers today. The winner goes into the grand final for 1986. Langford with a short pass. Morris has got the mark on the 50-metre defence line. Drives it out towards DP at a minute ago. He won't drop this one. Oh, he did. Can you give them a rap, and do they let you down? That was a sitter drop by Birdie that time. Platten trying to get clear. Well backed up by Turner. Got one in the back. Against Brereton. Tell you, this fella's played a pretty good game, Turner, Bob.
Yes, he has, Luke.
Goes wide. The kick is not a good one. Wallace first to the ball, but Clayton's right on his tail. It doesn't give him much latitude. Put him off guard, but McGrath was too slow. It was a good tackle by Mew too, and the ball is out of bounds. Both sides attacking very ferociously today. This is the best tackling we've seen for a long time. It's been tackling. Well, all sides have been tackling well this final series.
The final series has been great from that point of view, Lou.
The ball kicked back by Harris. That's Bernie Harris. Barwick flies. Goes the punch away from me. Picked up by Loveridge. A little bit quieter in the second quarter, but started off brilliantly in the first. Out it goes to Curran. A chance to break clear of Thornton, but he'll go after him. He does. Thornton still going after him, but Curran won't give an eye. He's got him by the arm. Nearly held the ball against Curran, but the umpire didn't think so.
I think he got it to his boot, Lou.
Okay, the ball is out of bounds. 50 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. And they're 8 points in front of Fitzroy. 6 goals, 440 to Fitzroy, 4-8-32. And we're right on the 17-minute mark of this second quarter.
Rendell, well tackled by Curran. No one making much headway. Bounce to followed right half forward flank for Hawthorn. In the top game of football so far. Mingle too tall.
17 minutes and only 1 goal scored. That by Hawthorn, Pete.
Thornton. You just gave him a little bit of a nudge there, but he couldn't take the mark. Russo gets it back to the same player. Deer. Just ruckman on the ground in the first quarter, and he's still playing well. On a tuck. Not a good hand pass, though, to the Hawthorn captain. Back to Loveridge. He's had a good year. Pekin and Buckenara. It's a free kick in the back, isn't it?
I reckon.
Well, Buckenara did balk him a little bit. Now, Hawthorn player on the boundary line having some stretching. Looks like Russell Green down there warming up.
Jenke coming off, Pete.
Kick is long. And off target, out of bounds on the full, so it will be a Fitzroy free kick in the left back pocket as Russell Green comes onto the ground, replacing, as Bob said, Jenke over the head of Rendell, picked up by Buckenara again. He's better at these than a set shot, has a snapshot and has hit the behind post, and so that's out of bounds again on the full. I don't think it bounced, it didn't.
Both sides have had chances to score goals, Bob. Do you think nerves are prevailing here?
Well, I think the pressure applied by both sides is making a difference, and it's an excellent game of football with both sides, as I said, putting real pressure on the opposition.
Ruse, short of the half-back flank. Tuck in front, over the top, Mew. Nobody can take the mark. Clayton's kick, a short one. Pass by Green, not a good one either. And it will be a bounce on centre wing. Only 1 goal, as Bob mentioned, has been scored in the second quarter. We're nearly 19 minutes into the term. Let's see if he can pick up who Green's going to man up with. Bob, he's usually a defensive player. Here's a fresh air shot, just about thrown out. In fact, it was thrown out the Wallace. Over the head of Brereton, but it's picked up by Buckenara. Brilliant play, short pass to Deer. Loveridge, the hand pass. Oh, shocker! Dunstall may get there first, doesn't get a good bounce. His opponent goes over the top of him, gets it on the Green. Now, Green is usually a good long kick. That one's no exception, and he might have dobbed it. He has. And so that move made by Alan Jeans, only some 1 minute back, brings delight to the Hawks. 7-4, 46 to 48, 32.
Well, that was most unusual play on the part of Ruse here, Bob.
And we watch now as we see excellent play there by Dunstall to get it to Russell Green, and the move of Alan Jeans, Green on, Jenke off, successful.
14 points the difference, 20 minutes gone, second quarter.
14 points the difference. Knocked out that time by Deer. He's dominated the knockouts. Kicked away by Thornton, back towards centre half forward for Fitzroy. Coming out to meet it now is Swab. Kicks it off the ground, doesn't attempt to pick it up. And it's played it safe because it's out of bounds. That'll give the rest of his defenders the chance to pick up their forwards. And that's the way to play the game. Don't take any chances, particularly when you're playing in defence. Knocked out that time by Mew. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll be against McGrath. And Mew's got the free kick around about the half-back line. Kicks it back towards Hawthorn's half-forward line. They're looking, oh, that's a good mark to Ruse. Ruse with a long hand pass, not a good one. Coming in to meet it now. It bounced beautifully for Logan. He's dropped it short. He was flat.
Fair bump. Dippy Domenico met him with a fair hip and shoulder.
He might have been a bit late, but it doesn't matter. There's a good mark to Mew.
Pushing the back.
Pushing the back. It'll go there to McGrath, and he's 50 metres out from
Reeves in trouble.
Well, he's upended him. That was a fair bump by the replay.
6 to 1, half of the other, though. They were both coming at each other. Mightn't feel too good at his wedding today, Pete.
Oh, I'd probably rise to the occasion, Bob, wouldn't he?
There's the ball kicked right down towards the full forward position, but it's through for 1 point.
Stretcher coming out.
Well, that's bad luck for Reed because he's getting married. Well, that's...
It was afterwards that the crowd are hooting Di Domenico for.
Well, Reeves is getting married tonight. It's not the... that's very, very sad. Let's hope he's okay. He's not looking too good.
He's not.
Certainly not. That's bad luck. Shocking luck. There we see having a bit of a go, Morris, with Osborne. Well, that's put a bit of a kibosh on the game because it's been a tough game, but a very fair one. Now, we're not saying that Di Domenico did the wrong thing, but the crowd are certainly not too happy about it. The runner coming out to talk to Di Domenico to tell him to cool down or take it easy. Let's hope we get a A flashback from a man on the ground, Peter Donegan, about Reeves, because I know that everybody will be certainly interested in that one. Took a bad luck, Peter.
Well, look, a fair bump from here, Lou.
Well, waiting now for the ball to come back into play. 46 plays 33, a difference of 13 points in favour of Hawthorn. But they all fall over that time. That gave Buckenara a clear go as he gets it over to Schwab. Another long hand pass to Deer. And Hawthorn looking good now. As we see Morris, he'll go for a hand pass out there to Curran on his own 50 metres out. He'll have a running shot at goal. Look at this kick. Oh, that's a beauty. Oh, that makes him 19 points in front of Curran's kicked 2 goals. He kicked 5 last week, 8 goals. 4-52 Hawthorn now starting to bolt away. 4 goals, 9-33 to Fitzroy.
There's a lovely teamwork by Hawthorn as Russell Morris was coming and waited for the player who had to come at him. Thornton had to leave. It's one of those cases you cannot stay with your opponent, because if he had stayed with his opponent, Morris would have just run right down the ground and kicked the goal anyway.
23 and a half minutes gone. Score 52 plays 33 in favour of Hawthorn. Now starting to look a strong combination as the ball comes back to Weed. Picked up that time by Conlon. Over it goes now to Osborne. They've got to get a goal here quickly. Fitzroy to be in the race. Swab comes in, doesn't attempt to pick it up. Kicks it away from Barwick. Out it goes again. Russo playing in front as he taps the ball on. Tapped back by Barwick, but they're backing up well. Hawthorn, a hand pass coming out to Tucky. Tuck knocks it onto Platinum. What a player he's been today as he drops the ball short. Looking out there for Wallace, but it beats him and it's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds on the centre wing position. So we're into this second quarter of the 1986 preliminary final by 24 minutes. It's Hawthorn 8 goals, 4-52, and looking good to Fitzroy 4-9-33.
Wallace, Platten. Platten's kick a wobbly one. Hinchin coming out very solid. He just doesn't gain control of the ball. Curran puts the head down, just about met fairly by Hinchin. Blakey backed him up well. And a Clayton who fumbles. It's Harris, Wallace, Brereton and Roos. Oh, Roos just avoided one there. Does well to get his kick in, and Blakey marks it. Does he? Yes. Onto Pekin. Good tackle by Tuck. Thornton went down. Now it's McIver. Tackled by Curran. Still the umpire doesn't play a free kick. 2 Hawthorn players collide. Green fumbles. Down to Brereton, who tries to get a hand pass out. Does so to Green. Hinchin in the back.
I'm just wondering whether their stops are the right size stops, because they're all slipping over, Bob, aren't they?
Well, I wonder whether a few of those players, you should never wear moulded soles out here at VFL Park, Lou, and I wonder whether a few of them have.
They'd know that by now, Bob, wouldn't they? You'd reckon.
Some of them don't.
Conlon and Eade, they've had a good duel with Eade in the ascendancy there. Barwick went for the knock-on. That's dropping the ball like a hot spud.
It wasn't a good play at all by Latham.
Free kick going to Schwab. DP to Medico and Brereton. The more they boo Birdie, the better he'll play, believe me. Green. Short pass, Brereton at half forward.
Well,
was he off?
Fitzroy completely rattled. Their defence has fallen apart. They're letting players run all over the place down there now. They've got to get themselves together very quickly. They'll be out of this race before half-time.
Now, Brereton would be 50 metres out. He'd be right on the line when he kicks it at left half forward. Not the greatest of kicks at goal. That one's coming around, but not enough, and through for a point. So scoreboard, 20 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Peter Donegan, any news on Michael Reeves yet? What happened?
Well, Pete, they've taken him to the dressing rooms. He was unconscious for about 60 seconds when they got to him, and the doctor is examining him at the moment, but he is a very, very groggy boy, and I'd say he's got no chance at all of coming back on.
OK, well, keep us informed of developments. Good hand pass. Comes out to Harris. Harris from centre field. Short pass. Quinlan, beautiful lead. Oh, and mark.
The pass wasn't bad either, Pete.
No, it was excellent, and Bernie Quinlan for goal number 3, well within kicking distance. Just what Fitzroy need.
And on replay, we see Bernie Harris putting the ball forward, and an excellent mark by Bernie Quinlan.
Quinlan directly in front, 20 metres out. Oh, what's he done with that? Oh, Bernie. Out of bounds on the full. He wouldn't kick that like that in a nightmare. And the free kick going to Hawthorn's Peter Russo.
Well, he didn't seem to concentrate then, Bob.
Well, I suppose Quinlan always looks that way, and another lack of concentration and a mark missed.
And there we see Langford picking it up. Hawthorn getting their act together now, playing with a lot of confidence. We see Platten grab the ball. Harris is after him, but he gets the kick back out there looking for Brereton. Roos is there with him to out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in. It'll be a throw-in out there on that half-forward line for Hawthorn. 27.5 minutes gone of this second quarter. And Hawthorn starting to look good. Well, Platten may have been out of bounds when he kicked that one.
Yes, it wasn't on the full. So
he's taking that right back towards the wing position. But Platten's been a very good player in this first half, Bob.
He's been very busy, Lou. I think it's better to play orthodox football with the Platten types.
That's right. And Hawthorn have gone back to that this week instead of doing that rigmarole football they did last week as the ball is knocked on by McGrath. Russo backing up. Kicks the ball out towards the half-back line. Loveridge again. Loveridge and Platten both doing well as Loveridge goes for a hand pass. Out to Rodney Eade. And the veteran gets a hand pass to Ayres. Ayres at centre wing. Looks for a lead from Brereton, but Roos is there. He got over the top and a beautiful mark. Well, you'd have to say Roos is on top of Brereton, Bob.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, Lou. Brereton, a reasonably quiet player. Roos with 7 kicks and 1 handball has done a fine job at centre half back.
Well, Roos with the ball now at centre half back, but Fitzroy badly needing to score because they're trailing by 20 points. 53 plays 33, and Mew coming to his own now.
This guy's not doing bad either.
No, he's not doing bad, but they've got players all over the ground now. That's Gary Ayres down, but they'll get up, these Hawthorn blokes. Ball tapped out that time by Platten. He went without the ball that time. Turner, but Platten goes in. Look at the little rover ball in. He's like a what would he be like? There's the siren in that second quarter. The second quarter of the 1986 preliminary final. We see Hawthorn in a pretty good position. The crowd giving Bertie DiPierdomenico something to go on with, but still, they're in front. Hawthorn 8 goals, 5-53 to Fitzroy, 4 goals, 9-33. And what a quarter it was.
3 goals, 2 to Hawthorn, while Fitzroy failed to score a goal in that quarter, Lou. 5 points is all they could manage. And when you see players like Richard Osborne miss from 5 metres out almost. Bernie Quinlan from 25 metres out directly in front, kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. They certainly had their chances, but whether it was nerves, whether it was pressure, whatever it was, it still doesn't matter because it's only 5 points for the term. And down there in defence, we saw Russo and Swab combining well. Barwick, who was an excellent player in the first quarter, he did get injured.
That's right.
And both you and Pete called Barwick limping around the ground, and I think we all thought he may go off, but he stayed on the ground, but had very little effect on that last term.
Bob, I think you'll agree too, the further that quarter went, the more confident and the stronger Hawthorn looked, and Fitzroy was struggling to kick goals, and that was a shocking miss by Bernie Quinlan, but then again, we can't growl at Bernie Quinlan because he's been a fine player, but he should have got that one. That would have kept them within striking distance at half-time, but they've got a good lead of 20 points. So at half-time in the 1986 preliminary final, we see Hawthorn 8 goals, 5-53 to Fitzroy 4 goals, 9-30.
Third quarter of the 1986 preliminary final, Hawthorn leading by 20 points, but of course the Royals opened up a lead of a similar margin in the first 8 minutes of the game. Rendell and Deer. Rendell hits it straight to Buckenara. At the back, Brereton almost marked it. Roos on top of him, making sure that he couldn't complete the grab. And it will be a bounce at centre half forward for the Hawks.
Now, Fitzroy have got to get a very quick goal here, Bob. You see a bit of a box on between Quinlan and Harris and Buckenara. Bob,
I think Buckenara was the mediator there. It was, I think Harris was trying to get at Dermot Brereton, actually.
Deer again had a big swing at it, but didn't get an effective tap away. Loveridge comes up with the ball, but it's going to be the umpires. Similar option, same position. Rendell in front, over the top. Deer wins it well. Green got one at the back. Sock it away. Might have been by Loveridge. That's a mark of DiPierdomenico. Logan late on the scene. He asked him to play on, holding the man. Must get a free kick, surely. Bertie DiPierdomenico from half forward. Dunstall at the back. Don't think he'll beat Pert that way. Sock it out of the, I'm going to say over the line by Harris, but Pekin gets it over to Pert. Osborne at right half-back flank. At the back is Mew. In front of McGrath. Eade who's done an excellent job on Conlon, restricting him to 3 kicks so far, over the head of Morris and Di Domenico. Blakey over the top of him in turn. That's tunnel ball, was it? Now it's Big Deer. Oh, brilliant hand pass from the Hawthorn rookie ruckman. Back to Morris, in turn back to Gary Ayres. What's he doing up there at half forward? It is Ayres, yes. Long shot by Ayres. He's put it through.
That was a brilliant hand pass by young Morris that time, Bob.
Well, I did a double take. I wanted to make sure it was Ayres. 59 to 33. 9-5 to 4-9. Bob, what was he doing there?
Well, Ayres started off when the ball was bounced. He had no opponent, Pete, and so I think Gary Ayres, in typical fashion, has said, well, if I haven't got an opponent down here on the forward line, I'm not going to just hang around and do nothing. So he followed the ball down the ground and took, as you called it, a lovely hand pass from Russell Morris.
26 points the difference. That's the goal that Fitzroy didn't want Hawthorn to get. A fumble that time. Russo again. He's been a pretty handy player too. Knocked out by Ruse. Anticipated nicely by Hinch and back there to McGrath. Got under that one. As they go now for Conlon. He's got to score a goal to put them back in business. Munchton over one. Fires. And the tank is on target. It's a goal. Well, they needed that one badly, Robert. 9 goals, 5-59 Hawthorn to Fitzroy getting a quick one in return. 5-9-39.
Well, they desperately needed to answer that goal in a hurry, and that's just what they've done. And on replay now, and Michael Conlon in full flight, a very dangerous player, and that's the way he likes to have his shots at goal.
Well, he's had a pretty quiet day so far. I think that's about his 6th possession. And, of course, he's kicked 1 goal, but he can win a game in a matter of 5 minutes. That's the sort of player that Conlon is. So we're back in the centre. Deer against Rendell. Knocked out by Deer. McGrath fumbled that one. Muse in there too for Hawthorn. The umpire will ball it up down towards Fitzroy's centre half forward position. They're 20 points down. And they need another goal to get themselves back in business. Hawthorn looking a lot better since about halfway through the first quarter. They got up to a bad start. Harris tries to get a hand pass out. He goes down, but the umpire said he got one on the back. And Bernie Harris will take the free... No, it's McIver will take the free kick at centre half back. Centre half forward, I would say. He's a good distance out from goal, inside the square. Ah, Quinlan at the back of the pack. Jabbed that beautiful super boot. Let's fly. It's another goal. And it's 14 points the difference. Now the Hawks going to drop in a hole like they did the last time they played Fitzroy. And that's Bernie Quinlan's third. 9-5-59 Hawthorn to Fitzroy coming back into the game. And what a ball game. 6 goals, 9-45.
Listen, once again, the fighting qualities of Fitzroy coming to the fore. Chris Langford not judging that well. And Bernie Quinlan doing the right thing. There was already Richard Osborne there to go for the mark. So Quinlan made no attempt to fly. Waiting at the back. Good judgment by Bernie Quinlan for his 3rd goal.
14 points the difference. 2 very quick goals to the Lions have put them right back in contention here. Quinlan's 3 goals have been very similar indeed. Wallace gets Hawthorn out of the centre. Ruse, plenty of time. Oh, Mark should have been taken by Dwyer, but he also should have got a free kick.
He did. I noticed that Rendell's left leg is thighs very heavily bandaged.
Yes, that was the case in the second quarter, though. I think they put it on a quarter time.
Well, I noticed he's got one up the top part of his leg, so he's very heavily bandaged on that left leg.
It's out of bounds. And the ground almost kicked it over the line. Boundary throw in Fitzroy's left half forward flank. Got themselves 2 very quick goals after they trailed by 26 points. McGrath and Mew. Clayton. So Clayton's kick too. After Quinlan and Langford. Di Domenico and same player. Loken holding the ball or in the back. The play on for Quinlan. Good hand pass. Di Domenico and Blakey. Bertie's hand passes onto Wallace. Boot the ball quickly, as is the norm from the Hawthorn centre man. Burton in front. Rendell. Oh, Burton sharks it beautifully to Curran. Out wide to left half forward. He'll be looking for Loveridge, who gets a fairly good bounce. Gets clear of Harris. Short pass. Not a goal. Dunstall. Great mark.
Well, lots of fortune there. Pert slipped at the last moment too, Bob.
Yes, he certainly did well. And as we said, Dunstall has had Pert in bother today, and it was an awkward one for Pert. It was one of those ones that Pert had a no-win situation.
So Jason Dunstall from 30 metres out. The goal number 3. And he's got it. So Hawthorn and Fitzroy have both kicked 2 in this quarter. We've seen 4 goals in 6.5 minutes, and Dunstall put through his third. 10-5-65 to 6-9-45.
This is the most trouble I've seen Pert all year, Bob. He can't handle this fella too well.
No, I think it's the fact that Dunstall is completely moving around. He's not allowing Gary Pert to use his leap or his pace at all.
7 minutes gone, third quarter. That was Dunstall's third goal. Matt Rendell very heavily bandaged. If he was a steeplechaser, he'd be in trouble. Neither ruckman get a tap out of that. Wallace's hand pass is onto Curran, but it's not a good one. Picked up by Thornton. His kick barely the required 10 metres. Some Hawthorn arms up there. Down to Tuck. Thornton underneath it. Brereton and Roos. Roos mark for mine. And down to Peter Donegan on the boundary line, who has some news for us. We'll come back to Peter in just a moment. Tuck in front and marks.
A very quiet play today, Tuck.
Eade, who has the job of minding Conlon, but Conlon got away from him early in this quarter. Buckenara at half forward. No marks as the umpire. Has to play on. Looked like a grab. Buckenara's kick up to Dunstall and Pert. Green. Hurried hand pass. Brereton spins out and into trouble. Out again. Curran 50 metres out. Could score. 1 point might be the result. So 1 behind to Hawthorn. Takes their tally to 10-6. They lead Fitzroy 6-9. Peter's ready for us now.
Yes, Pete, it's that hard to hear with all the crowd noise down here, but I just asked the doctor. He said Michael Reeves is okay, but I can tell you he hasn't appeared on the bench, and I'd say there's very little possibility of him coming back on.
Okay, thanks, Pete. Sorry about the crowd noise. Condit a chance. Dipi Domenico beats him to it. The 2 tanks. Eade on top of that. And umpire Ross Castle on top of the situation.
Eade's in trouble, Pete.
I don't know what happened to him there, Bob. He got one in the face, did he?
I didn't see exactly what happened, but certainly a little bit groggy.
Let's take a look at it again. He looked okay as he went in. Down there, Condon on top of him. Did he let one go, or did he just fall on him? Might have been the latter, I think, or did he land on his head? Anyway, the end result is Eade's a bit groggy. Platten's kick up the Dipi Domenico. Pert, beautifully done. Blakey from right half-back flank. Well clear of Russell Green. The kick is high. McIver underneath it takes the mark in front of Tuck. Scott McIver, right centre wing, chance to put Fitzroy deep into attack again.
And at 21 points the difference. There's a chance now for Hinch. That kick wasn't a very good one. It was off the boot, I would say. The umpire calls play on. Clayton goes wide to Pert down there at half forward. Goes for the long kick. Looking there for Quinlan. Taps it beautifully over now. There's a running shot at goal by Conlon. And it's 1 point. So it's 20 points the difference. And Mick Conlon looking a lot more dangerous this quarter, Bob.
Yes, well, he probably took advantage of the grogginess of Rodney Eade on that occasion, but he certainly has looked a better player in this half.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play by Langford into the third quarter by just on 10 minutes. And Hawthorn in front by 20 points. Langford kicks the ball out to that half-back flank on the outer side. Coming in to meet it now. Mark dropped easy by Blakey it was. Curran gets a hand pass to Ayres. Good play by Curran that time as the ball is kicked over the half-forward line. Coming in to meet it now. Dunstall and Hinch and Trust. It's a hand pass from Green out to Dunstall. This could be goal number 4. Now a shocking shot and through for 1 point. So Dunstall giving Pert plenty of trouble down there at full forward. 10-7 plays, 6-10 in favour of Hawthorn as the ball comes back into play. A short pass and a good one, and Rendell's got the mark. Rendell goes wide to the wing position, and there's a mark taken by McIver in front of Tuck. Could be a 15-metre penalty. So he's got that at half-back. Tuck's been a very quiet play today, Bob.
Yes, he hasn't been the normal Michael Tuck.
Ball goes out towards Fitzroy's half-forward line. It's tapped out at that time by Russo, and the ball is out of bounds. Gradually creeping around towards Fitzroy's half-forward line. It's about 85 metres out from their goal. They're 46 points to Hawthorn 67, knocked out by McGrath. Clayton tries to crash through the pack, and the umpire said it's holding the ball against him. Well, that's just not a bad decision when you think that Clayton didn't really make an attempt to get rid of it. I think there should be more of that. So it's Chris Mew, started off slowly, but that second quarter was a whiz-banger for him.
He's well on top in that second term.
Up they go. The ball tapped down towards Turner. Tapped on by Curran. Deere can't pick it up now. He's got it. He taps it out very smartly over there to Wallace. A short pass. And Dunstall's got it again.
Great man.
He's left him for dead. Perth having all the trouble in the world against this big fellow at full forward. He's taken 6 marks. He's kicked 3 goals. Now he's going for the 4th goal from about 40 metres out.
And he's played like a real full forward, Lou. He's been prepared to move around. He hasn't allowed Gary Pert any time to relax at all.
Let's see what Dunstall can do going for his 4th goal. Oh, will that come around enough? Yes, it's a goal. So it's Hawthorn now, 11 goals, 773, gradually creeping away from Fitzroy, 6-10-46.
And good play by the big fellow Deere. And it was Deere who tapped the ball out to Wallace, and now we watch it. And there's Greg Deere tapping the ball out now. And on replay, we see a lovely pass, a good lead, and a beautiful pass right onto the chest. And so Jason Dunstall with 4 goals against Gary Pert.
12.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. 73 plays 46. That was Dunstall's 4th goal. Loveridge's kick is well smothered. Loose ball picked up by Osborne at the edge of the square. Mew in pursuit. He's given it to McGrath. Now out comes Barwick to break things up completely. Barwick's gone for a pass to Quinlan. That's not a good one. Harris will look for a handball. Will he? No. Is he caught with the ball, or will it be a bounce? And the umpire should or would take the last option. Might have almost been in the back to Harris too.
Well, Harris slipping over, and I do notice that he is wearing moulded soles.
The grass here at VFL Park is very lush. They had about an inch of rain during the week. Clayton. Ayres fumbles. Gets around 3 players, puts it high, close to the boundary line, and it's a mark of Platten. Just inside, I think. Boundary umpire concurs. Crowd doesn't like it.
I think it was. No doubt it was in.
Up towards centre wing. Brereton and Roos. Curran beats both of them. Looks for the hand pass, finds Peter Schwab on the run. Dippy to Domenico, 50 metres out, and the more they boo him, the better he plays. Long shot is off target underneath it. Green and Hinchin. The ball bounces just inside the line, and a boundary throw-in will follow. Left forward pocket for Hawthorn.
I don't really think it would make much effect on Birdie, except to make him go a bit harder.
That's right.
Not one iota, Pete, would it? Wouldn't worry him at all.
He's playing much better than last week. I think that's the bottom line. And he's in the ruck where he's trying to do a Bernie Quinn that should be penalised for holding the ball. Just trying to do a little bit too much, and the free kick going Fitzroy's way to be taken by Gary Pert.
And Pert goes for the long hand pass. It's okay. Ball driven out there by Rendell out towards the wing position. Dwyer having a great rush with Russo. He's got too much pace, but he went right into Schwab that time, and he upended him. And Russo goes after Hawthorn, looking very determined now. There's a bit of a box on here.
No, I don't think Dwyer even saw him coming. You can't protect yourself if you don't know what's coming, and I don't think he saw it at all.
Well, I think that's the way it goes. You can't get a free kick for that, Bob, can you? So it'll be a throw-in from that centre wing position down towards Fitzroy's half-forward. They're finding it hard to score goals. Hawthorn really tightening up their game. Wallace playing a slashing game in the centre. Look at that pass. Brereton's got the mark, even though he dropped at the last moment. The umpire a little bit sympathetic, but Roos has been well on top in that duel. He's right on the edge of the square. He's gone for a short pass. Left alone that time.
Wallace proving a danger in the centre, Luke.
Oh, he's been a great player today, Wallace.
14 kicks, 5 handballs.
Can't do much better than that. And Curran. They're looking really tough now, Hawthorn. They've got their act together, and Fitzroy finding it very hard to get on top of them. Great mark to Curran, Bob.
Yes, a lovely mark. Lovely pair of hands, Peter Curran.
Well, he's had 3 marks so far.
Reeves running around the boundary line, Luke.
Well, that's good news. I know that his wife will be very happy. King Formosa, she was my Moomba queen, Peter, when I was king of Moomba. He's kicked 2 goals, going for goal number 3, but that wasn't too hot. He's put it out of bounds on the full. So it's 11 goals, 773.
And tactically, I think a great move by Reeves, by Fitzroy. Whether he can come on the ground or not doesn't matter. Just seeing him run around the boundary, I think a great move.
Well, they need all the inspiration they can get because, down goes Dwyer. Didn't he fly in the air that time, the little fella? But there's a wrestle going on between Deere and Rendell. think you'd have to agree. He's going to give a free kick. Is he again? No, he's going to ball it up. You thought he'd get a free kick for that. It would have been a bit of a charity, just the same.
He might get one if a couple of Fitzroy blokes don't shut up.
That's a real rodeo job that time. If we see the two big fellas wrestle there in replay, the ball up there at half-court, about 65 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Knocked out by Deere. Going after it now is Thornton.
Hawthorn bloke copped one. It's a free kick.
That'll be a free kick unless we see against. That'll be against Dwyer. Behind play, and that goes to Brereton. And of course, Brereton, Platten and Turner having a bit of a dish up. Now the free kick to go to Brereton would be about 50 metres out by the time he kicks this. Oh, there we see Platten upended. There's a box on now.
That was Turner.
Turner fixed him up. And they're all into it. Look at DP a minute ago. Went through like a tank that time. Then Bernie Harris.
Oh,
Clayton's having a go too. And also Osborne's there amongst the players. Well, this has certainly livened things up in this preliminary final for 1986, the third quarter.
And the quietest man on the ground, Dermot Brereton.
Well, he knows that he's got to stay there because he's been up there last week before the tribunal and he wants to play in the grand final. Good luck to you, Dermot. Well, there could be one report. The umpire's going for the book now. We see Platten.
Will be Turner.
Well, he's talking to Platten, not taking his number. He'll be the witness. Dermot Brereton was kicking the ball there, so I'm not going to get mixed up on this today. I've had my go. That's what you do, Bob. You stay out of it, don't you, babe?
Well,
When you got these... That's right.
Particularly when you've got a free kick. As we watch on the replay, there's Turner and Platten.
There's more in the aftermath than the
Well, that's right.
initial boxing, I reckon.
They're waiting out for Brereton from about 50 metres out. And of course, Hawthorn looking really good. They've got this game under control. 73 plays 46. A difference of 27 points. Look at Brereton. I've seen him look so cool, calm and collected in my life. Waiting on the kick from Brereton. There it is on its way. Off the top of the pack. Grabbed here now, a hand pass from Dunstall. Picked up by Billy Loken. Goes wide. DP at Amenigo comes in to meet it. And the crowd giving him a hell out there as he picks it up with a long hand pass over to Buchanara. He went for the wide open space. It was a wild hand pass. Billy Logan in plenty of trouble. Goes for the boundary line. It'll be out of bounds.
It's on behind play again.
Well, they boxing, Bob. You pick him up.
On the half-forward flank, I think it's Rodney Eade. No, it's Richard Loveridge, actually.
73 plays 46
and
into this third quarter by just over 19 minutes. It's certainly livened up the crowd, Peter.
Thornton looks like Turner, doesn't he? Brereton tries to take the mark, has to beat three opponents. Pert, bad hand pass, off the ground, a goal!
Free kick, Pete. Free kick to Fitzroy.
Osborne might get the free kick, is it?
Gary Pert, I think.
Did actually go through the goals.
Well, if Fitzroy are going to lose this game, they're going to go down fighting. There's no worries about that.
Thornton at right half-back flank.
They're shooting right from the hip.
McIver. Too fast for Tuck. Short pass, not a good one. Mew and McGrath. McGrath might have got one in the back. Would have been Tiggy touch, but had it been paid, could be penalised almost for holding the ball. But it will be a bounce at right half forward for the Lions, about 55 metres from goal.
McGrath looking for the free kick, but not forthcoming.
Hawthorn looking a lot more determined, Bob. They're putting themselves into position a lot better than Fitzroy when they go for the ball, too.
I do notice that Blakey's at full back now against Dunstall. Pert out onto Curran.
And probably a no-lose situation there.
We've got nothing to lose at all
that's right.
in that case.
Tuck the Vast to get up from that skirmish. It's going to be a boundary throw-in or a bounce. It's going to be the latter. Still right half forward for Fitzroy, but about 70 metres from their goal. McGrath and Mew. Won by Mew, picked up by Michael Tuck. Not a long kick to centre wing. In front is Deere. Oh, might have got one at the back. Pekin. He looked as though he got one there too. And the umpire will bounce it. Green boots there with Buchanara and Roos. Two players who will certainly poll well on the Brownlow medal on Monday night. Scooped out past Pekin, picked up by Dippy at America, tackled by two players. Again, we will see a stalemate and a bounce to take place left half forward for Hawthorn.
I don't think I've ever seen a more innocent-looking player than Dermot Brereton today. And what do you reckon?
Oh, well, there's a grand final next week, Lou, and if he didn't learn a lesson from last week, well, he never will.
Brereton takes the grab, but it's not a mark. Wasn't 10 metres. That's 10 metres. Dippy Domenico plays on 50 metres out. That's pretty accurate, but not accurate enough. And it's out of bounds. And it will be a boundary throw in Hawthorn's right forward pocket. We've been playing nearly 22 minutes into the third quarter.
And that's 27 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. 11-7-73 to Fitzroy's 6-10-46. The ball back into play again. It's tapped out to Dunstall. Dunstall having a bit of trouble picking it up. Loken over to Bernie Harris. Out wide to Rendell, but he's rigged up like a trotter out there with all those bandits on. Missed that one. Oh, he tripped Deer that time. It'll have to be a free kick to the big hall.
Yes, he's given a free kick there.
Ears off, gently on Luke.
I don't know why. Why would they do that?
Could be injured, Lou.
No, you wouldn't take him off the ground for anything else, would you?
Well, Peter Donegan will have some news for us on that shortly.
Well, we wait now for Lord. That Deer, that wasn't a great kick. Over it went to Clayton. Fitzroy badly needing a goal because they trail by 27 points. Pert down there at centre-half forward now. The ball is picked up by Mew, but this defensive Hawthorn's really standing up under the strain. And Conlon takes the mark, goes for a short pass, but what a shock. He nearly put it out of bounds on the full, but luckily for Fitzroy, it'll be a throw-in.
He was looking for Barwick, who did make the lead, but a poor piece of disposal by Conlon there as Dwyer comes off and Reeves to come on.
Well, Reeves is back on the ground and the crowd will go mad because they'll be pleased to see that happen because it looked as though it could have been a certainty he wouldn't come back on. We see McIver over to Reeves. Dirty nearly got him again. He was the bloke that hooked him. He's gone after Bertie, but he missed. Oh, our stiff goose an opportunity, doesn't knock twice. It nearly got him the second time. Oh, how lucky can you be, Michael Reeves? Michael Reeves had caught Cameron, but that was incidental. That one is picked up now by Roos. A hand pass coming out to Clayton. Oh, God, he could be lucky, Michael Reeves, as the ball goes back there towards centre-half forward. The pack fly. Two Fitzroy players spoil each other. Heed back to Swab. And Swab gets it out to Russo. A hurried kick back there towards Bertie DP at a minute ago. The crowd's still going at him, but he brushes. Oh, Rendell! What a
Lovely tackle. Beautiful
magnificent tackle with the Fitzroy skipper. Bravo! A ripper that was, wasn't it?
Magnificent tackle.
Look at that. He wouldn't let him go.
Great play, Rendell.
His arms were like extension ladders that time as it went out now. A chance for Pert playing at centre-half forward. Tapped on again by Pert. He's got grabbed around the neck. It should have been a free kick. The own red one there to Osborne. Well, that was one to Pert before that, but he didn't miss the Osborne one, and he's down on the ground. But Fitzroy really struggling to get a goal because of this strong Hawthorn defence. 11 goals, 7-73 Hawthorn to Fitzroy 6-10-46 into this third quarter by 24 and a half minutes.
So Osborne getting the free kick. Two obvious ones there. Out of bounds on the full, I think. Or did it just bounce inside? I'll have to look at the boundary umpire. He indicates that it just bounced inside. And Osborne getting up
too.
Yes, he obviously fell heavily in the skirmish in which the free kick was awarded. Fitzroy badly needing a goal. Mew does the ruck work. No one there for Hawthorn. Barwick should get there first and does. He's tackled. Did he drop it? Did he have it? Barwick plays on. Good umpiring. Logan can't get clear either. Plenty of desperation shown by both sides. And it will be a bounce at Fitzroy's right half forward flank.
Well, they didn't have much chance, Fitzroy, there, Bob. There were 5 Hawthorn players against 2 Fitzroy players then.
So a bounce at right half forward for Fitzroy. Reeves loses out to Chris Mew. And the ball over the boundary line. Peter Donegan, any news on Gary Ayres? Why was he taken off?
Well, Pete, I just went over to the Hawthorn bench to find out. I said, is Gary okay? They said, yep, no problems, and that's all they're saying.
And that's very surprising. Reeves wins that one, but hits it straight to Russell Morris. Morris's kick high, back to the wing position. Pekin in the box seat, but it's knocked away from McIver. Wallace tears his way through, almost got caught with the ball. Beautiful tackle, and it results in a Bernie Harris kick. Harris to right half forward again. Osborne on his own. Has it punched away at the last minute by Morris. Back to Morris again. Gets around Reeves, who still looks a little proppy. Buckenara in front, no one down. Brereton recovers the quick, or the better. Onto Dippy Domenico. Looks for a long hand pass to Buckenara. 45 metres out and shoots. Off target, or is it coming around? It might have sneaked in for a goal. It has. So Buckenara putting through his first goal of the afternoon, 12-7-79 to 6-10-46.
It's a low Terry Wallace didn't get the ball forward. On replay, we see Dermot Brereton giving the ball across to Di Pierdomenico. A lovely hand pass from Di Pierdomenico, long and direct, and Buckenara finishing it off. But it was Terry Wallace, I thought, who really started that play in the middle. He's had 21 possessions so far, 16 kicks, 5 handballs.
Nearly 2 minutes into time on in the third quarter. Hawthorn leading by 33 points. Knocked down by Deer. Loken's kick is a short one. Deer's kick likewise. Back to half forward for Hawthorn. Doesn't cover much distance. Roos gets beaten for it by Dunstall. Platten in the thick of things again. Green, hand pass smothered. Second chance. 55 metres out. Hooks it in towards goal. Chance for Buckenara, who takes the hand pass from Jenke. Platten runs into 2 players, will make it 3. Reeves comes out with it, well tackled by Dunstall. Opens it up for Platten. If he can pick it up, he can't. Dunstall might have got it at the back of his opponent. Platten's kick has gone through the goals, but it is a goal. I thought it might have been a free kick to Fitzroy. That's his third. 13-7-85 to 6-10-46. Was it a free kick, Bob?
I think the umpires did the right thing by allowing things to go on. As on replay now, we see Platten. A good tackle as far as I was concerned. Reeves comes in, passes it out. Platten coming through. A good tackle there by Dunstall, and Platten taking full advantage for his third goal.
28 minutes gone of this third quarter. 13-7 plays 6-10 in favour of Hawthorn. And they're starting to get on top now by a mile. Over to Loveridge. Loveridge's kick is over the half-forward line. Coming out to meet it now was Blakey. He's got the job of minding Dunstall after Dunstall did a pretty good job on Pert. Dunstall's kicked 4 goals so far, which is a fine effort.
4-2, Luke.
4-2. Been a very effective player. They've had someone to kick the ball to for the first time for a couple of weeks. Hawthorn, as the ball hits the deck now, Green goes after it. A hand pass back to Buckenara, who hasn't been a bad player either. To Weed. He taps the ball on the ground, goes for a short pass. Looking there for Jenke, punched out by Hinchin. Going after it now by is Wallace, who, in my opinion, the best player on the ground. A DP at a minute ago. He lost that one. Kicked off the smothered by Wallace again. And this fella a terrier when he gets going. In goes Clayton, falls to the ground. A chance now for Jenke. The ball goes back to Russell Green. Falls short. Coming out to meet it is Blakey. Backing up well now is Roos. He's collared that time by Dunstall. They're tackling well Hawthorn as we see McIver's hand pass go astray. Buckenara let one fly. It's picked up by Blakey. DP at a minute ago. Plenty of Hawthorn players there, and a great mark taken by Turn. He lost sight of that birdie DP at a minute ago. Husband, I should say. Ball out wide. It's McGrath with the ball now on that centre wing position. Pert, who's got the job playing at centre half forward after being dished out by Dunstall. He goes for a hand pass. Wallace again. Over it goes to Morris. Morris out in the centre wing. Kicks it over the half forward line. Players set themselves. Brereton's there. Punched out by Roos. We see Loken miss that, but Brereton dives on top of it, smothers it, but at least he's kept it on Hawthorn's half-forward line. And he's certainly playing it cool today, Dermot Brereton.
Got the cramp at the moment.
13-7-85 Hawthorn to Fitzroy 6-10-46. And we're just on the 30-minute mark of this third quarter, the 1986 preliminary final. Loken's kick is back there towards the wing position. Coming out to meet it now is McGrath. Quickly plays on, drives it over to Bernie Quinlan. He and Langford overrun the ball. Backing up Wallace Tuck. He's been a pretty quiet player today. At the 50-metre defence line, he goes wide, kicks the ball towards Clayton. Got under that one. Punched out by Russo. There's the go for Deer, and he's been a fine player today. But there's the siren to end the third quarter. And Hawthorn in a very good position to go into the grand final. 13-7-85 to Fitzroy 6-10-46. And there was no doubt about that quarter. It was all Hawthorn. And we noticed that Dermot Brereton was in the hands of the trainers. Probably the most exciting part about that quarter was when they had a bit of a rumpus down there on the forward line. But Brereton was given a mark. And, of course, he kept himself out. But this fella, Michael Reeves, certainly tried to give Fitzroy an inspiration by coming on the ground when he looked as though he wouldn't take any further part in the ground. But in the game, I should say. But as it is now, at three-quarter time, it looks as though Hawthorn in a very good position to go in the grand final. 13-7-85 to Fitzroy 6-10.
Disappointing the Hawthorn back line, magnificent. They've got Dunstall up and full forward doing well.
Here's the last quarter now with Pete.
Pert into the ruck and Rendell to full forward as we begin the final quarter of the 86 preliminary final. A couple of moves made by David Parkin. Will they be successful? Time will tell. Truck tries to get the ball into the open. Schwab to Russo for Hawthorn. Underneath it, Thornton.
Downfield, Pete.
Free kick to Hawthorn. And it will be taken, it looks like, by Dermot Brereton at right centre wing. And when the skirmish was developed in the third quarter, Brereton was the quietest man on the field. So maybe Dermot's learned his lesson. Played fairly well, had a good duel with Roos. Off the hands of the pack, the ball picked up by Turner. Conlon. Wallace.
Good play.
Yes, out to Green or Brereton. Green thought about the hand pass. Now he goes for one for Platten for kick number 13. Platten has a shot at goal, but it's off target. And Reeves looks as though he's gone to...
Platten cramping as well, Pete.
A few players with cramp today. And Reeves at full back, it looks like.
Yeah, Reeves is full back against... He's played a lot of his football down in that position.
Looks for Turner. Wallace in front. McIver backup support. Jenke tries to get it to Wallace. Finally, Wallace gets boot to ball. And Dunstall leading out in front of Reeves takes the mark. He's kicked 4 goals. 4-2 or 4-3, Bob? What have you got him down for?
4 goals too, Pete.
But it's the way he's gone about his job today. You couldn't believe this is the same player that played here last week. He was hopeless today. He looks like a real star forward, doesn't he?
He's moved around a lot more, and they have looked for him, and he's really played it as a full forward.
Dunstall, 35 metres out, has missed, has he, or is it a goal? It's a goal. So 5 goals for Jason Dunstall. As Hawthorn go further ahead, 14-8-92 to 6-10-46.
I know we say it every week, Lou, that first goal after three-quarter time, just how vital it is. And Fitzroy most certainly did not want that goal. Well, the impetus it has on players, the effect when it comes back to the centre, and I really think that Hawthorn are off and running.
45 points the difference now. That was Dunstall's 5th goal.
Ball up again. Hawthorn looking set to go to the grand final for the 4th year in a row. And the umpire will ball it up now towards Fitzroy's centre-half forward position. But that forward line has been non-existent since half-time, Bob. Fitzroy's attack.
They really have struggled, Lou. They had 4 goals on the board at half-time, failed to score one in the second quarter, and only kicked 2 goals in the third term.
That'll be a free kick to Deere. He's been a fine player today, this fellow, and Hawthorn should be very proud. Only a young and up-and-coming ruckman, but he's been well on top. He's put Rendell out of business, and matter of fact, I thought he played pretty well last week, particularly in the first half of the game against Carl. Against, was it...
Madden. Against Madden. He did play well in the first quarter, you're right.
That's right. Ball back into play again as it goes out there towards... Oh, he got one on the back that time, Brown. The umpire spotted it against Roos. And actually, Roos was well on top up from half-time, but this fella's settled down and looking at far better play. And there's nothing about Brown. When he lets himself go, he's not a bad sort of a play, but that's a shocking kick for goal. He's put it out of bounds. He's having a bit of a winning side.
He knew what he wanted to do, Lou, but the execution just didn't quite come off.
But you can do those things when you're at 46 points in front as Hawthorn are at the moment. Cowan gets up high, tries to get the ball to Platten, but there we see, grab that time coming out the pack was Turner. Jackie's trying to get through the pack. They're still juggling there on the boundary. Oh, there's a quick hand pass coming out that time from Pert.
Great smother to Brereton.
And it's smothered by Brereton. The ball is out of bounds, so it's still in Hawthorn's attacking zone as they're 92 points to Fitzroy 46. And it's about 45 metres around from their goal. Pert goes the big knockout. Well, they had to move Pert from full back because Dunstan was well on top of him, and he's played a fine game at Jason Dunstan. He's got 5 goals up to this stage of the match. No doubt the most effective forward on the ground. Sort of pushing and shoving as Roos grabs the ball now at the half-back line. Back it goes, a chance for Green. Got one hand to it. Going after it is Mike McIver, but Deere won't give in. This big fella's a real try, I'll tell you that now. Tuck tries to get it. Deere tries to knock it on again. And the umpire's going to ball it up out there on the centre wing position. 4.5 minutes gone of the last quarter. And Hawthorn looking really good. 14-8-92 to Fitzroy, 16-46.
Excellent effort by Greg Deere on that occasion.
A bounce. Left half forward for Hawthorn. Deere wins it. Not a decisive tap out. Giffy Domenico had a fresh air shot. It's picked up by Clayton. That's all he can do with it. He can't dispose of it. Thrown back. The best way you could describe it, and the umpire agrees. A free kick to Hawthorn on left centre wing. The recipient will be Green, or will it be Morris?
Deep in a minute.
I was just about to mention him, Bob.
Well, you know, he's got the crowd's reaction, particularly Fitzroy. They really love him, don't they?
Brereton on his own.
Foolish play there.
That was a really silly tackle, wasn't it? So Brereton with a 15-metre penalty. Official crowd today, by the way, 68,399. The kick is off target and through for a point. And well marked by one of the VFL Park attendants. 14.993 to 6:10.46. Reeves. DP at Domenico. Should have taken that one. Picked up at half-back. And Pekin up towards centre wing. Off the ground. That was Clayton. But he's kicked it straight to Rodney Eade. Eade's gone for a short pass and marked at left half forward flank by Russell Morris. His opponent Osborne standing on the mark. Two Hawthorn players are there. And the mark is taken by Jenke.
Jenke there at the 50-metre mark. Looking for a lead. Dunstall moves out now. He's well away from Reeves. He's got it again. He's certainly playing well today. He's already kicked 5 goals. And, well, full marks of this fella, Bob, because he played a shocker last week, and it takes a bit of courage and a bit of guts to get back and play a game like this as he has today.
He certainly has, Lou. He's been an excellent player.
We're waiting now for Dunstall to go for goal number 6, and there it is on its way. We'll wait on the result. It's 1 point, so I think he's kicked 5 goals, 3. 14-10-94 Hawthorn to Fitzroy 6-10-46. 6.5 minutes gone at the last quarter. And it looks as though, for sure, that Hawthorn will be in the grand final for 1986 to play against Carlton next week. And what a game that should be, because this is a different Hawthorn side now with this 1 game under their belt. They're certainly firing today as Langford comes right down from the full-back position, drives the ball out wide towards the wing. Getting up high was Osborne, plucked off the pack beautifully that time by Platt. He's played a slashing game today too as the ball goes across to Buckenara. It hits the deck. Hinchin tries to get clear. Russell Green breaks clear. The Hawthorn base captain with a hand pass. Coming over now to Jenke. Runs to an open goal. And he's missed it. But it doesn't matter. They're not getting much resistance from Fitzroy at this particular stage of the match. 7.5 minutes gone. 14-11-95 Hawthorn to Fitzroy. 6-10-46. As we wait now for the Fitzroy quarterback, Michael Reeves, to bring the ball back into play.
He's put it back to Bernie Harris, who might have kicked it out of bounds. No. Mark taken by Conlon right on the line. Conlon from the right half-back flank. Back to the centre wing position. Chance for Tuck and McGrath. Eade paddles it away from both of those. Back to Clayton, who dives on top of it. Tuck diving on top of him. And it will be a bounce at centre wing.
Just the same, full marks to Fitzroy. They've played, 4 elimination finals in a row, and it's been tough on them. They've done a marvellous job to get this far, haven't they?
Well, they won 8 of their last 10 games prior to today, Lou, and before that they were absolutely thrashed. 88 points Footscray and 44 points by Melbourne. And then since then they've won 8 out of 10.
Morris, Loken. Morris got one on the back, I think, according to the umpire. That was a real Tiggy Touchwood job. I guess correct nonetheless, but as I said, Tiggy Touchwood, we've seen worse than that today.
Well, it's been a great recovery by Hawthorn because Fitzroy had 3 goals on the board before Hawthorn scored, but they soon bounced back, and since then it's been, you can see them gradually wearing them down.
Reeves in front. Schwab. Curran, left foot snapshot is off target and through for only 1 behind, so the Hawks bombarding the goals in the final quarter. 14-12, so they've kicked 1 goal 5 so far in this term. Fitzroy have failed to score.
Well, I think the ball's only been down on the Fitzroy forward line once for the quarter.
Clayton takes the mark. Brereton late on the scene, making sure he was not going to get off. Crowd looking for a 15-metre penalty. There was none there. Roos and Morris knocked well away by Morris. Opportunity for Wallace at left half forward to pick it up. He's gone for a pass. It's not a particularly good one. Thornton can't do much with it. It's out of bounds.
Out of bounds, about 40 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. 14-12 to Fitzroy, 6-10. The back is Pert, knocked it, I think it was a misfire that time, but it came back to Hinch. The chance for Barwick to pick it up, gets a quick hand pass, but a bad one. Rodney drives it up towards Dunstall and Reeves. They both get under. That is a chance for DP at Domenico to pick it up and bounce it the wrong way. Reeves has kicked it out of bounds on the full. And DP at Domenico will take that free kick, the favourite of the Fitzroy crowd for sure. But it's certainly great to see Reeves back on the ground because he looked as though he'd never come back after he was knocked out by Bertie DP at Domenico in that second quarter. But he's out there now. You can see him there with the knickerbockers on. So it's not helping Fitzroy's chances. We wait now for DP Domenico. There's the kick. And he's put it out of bounds on the full. So into this quarter by just on 10.5 minutes. That's the last. 14-12-96 Hawthorn to Fitzroy 6-10-46, and they're finding it hard to get scores because they can't get the ball over their half-forward line because of the strong defence, and also we've got to give credit to the Wallace in the centre and the very strong attacking line of Hawthorn's too, Bob.
And great support by Greg Deere, who's dropping back across that line, and he might not have had the kicks, but he's tapped the ball out. He played an excellent game, Deere.
Back it goes now. There's Loveridge breaking clear. A running shot up there towards Dunster, but this time Reeves has got him covered and takes the mark in the back pocket. Decides to go across goal, looking there for Osborne. It's a bit long. Taps it on smartly. Smothered that time by Bernie Harris, but it's a bad knock on. Picked up by Deere again. A hand pass to Platten. This is always dangerous, but luckily for Fitzroy, he went down. Kicked off the ground by Logan. Tapped it on. Picked up now by Bernie Harris. The umpire is going to bring it back and pay a free kick to Fitzroy. Or ball it up, is it?
Abbott coming on for Hawthorn, Luke.
It'll be a free kick out there to Billy Logan.
Deere's in a bit of trouble, Pete, the way he's coming off.
Well, I don't think they're taking any chances. He's limping, the big fella, but they want him right for the big match next week in the grand final, because it looks as though for sure that Hawthorn will be playing in the 1986 grand final. Good mark there to McGrath. A hand pass to Conlon. Conlon plays the ball in front of him, but they've got him covered. Good play on the part of Green. That's strong play. He won't give it in. Now they'll have to ball this up for sure. Good play on the part of Russell Green, who's been struggling to regain form, but he's played a little bit better today.
He hasn't done badly at all.
So I would say for sure that he's a very inspirational player, and he'll be in the grand final team next week. 96 plays 46, a difference of 50 points in favour of Hawthorn. 12 minutes gone of this last quarter.
4 kicks and 7 handballs to Russell Green, incidentally. Platten getting the front posse. It comes out to Wallace through handball. Wallace up towards centre wing. Buckenara, a juggle. No mark. Oh, yes, he has played that.
This fella's played a fair game too today.
And one of the favourites for the 1986 Brownlow medal, the VFL Best and Fairest on Monday night. Loveridge, well caught by Harris, but he effects the hand pass to Schwab from half forward. Schwab a pass down towards Curran. Sticky Fingers has got it. And Curran marks about 30 metres from goal. He's kicked 2 goals so far, 7 kicks and 4 marks. Actually, his stats 2 goals, 2 for Peter Curran. He kicked 5 last week and was Hawthorn's most effective forward against Carlton. That's a real banana ball. It looked as though it was going to go through and curved right away at the last minute. 14-13, so they've now kicked 1 goal, 6 in this quarter. Hawthorn, Fitzroy still yet to score. Reeves goes to the pocket.
I think that wind has had a little bit more effect than we think down there, Pete, because quite a number of players have missed them.
It was a northerly when we arrived. I can presume it still is. Knocked away by Tuck. Oh, he's claiming the mark, actually, Tuck.
Well, he punched the ball away, and I see no reason why it wouldn't be a mark.
Let's take a look at it again. He got a fist to the ball.
It's Tuck who punched it, and Tuck who got it on the second grab.
So Tuck with the mark. Left half forward flank for Hawthorn. Wobbly punt kick by the Hawthorn skipper. He was looking for Curran, couldn't find him. Platten inbounds, the ball isn't, and it will be a boundary throw in Hawthorn's left forward pocket.
Well, Bob, there's been a reversal of form by a lot of players. Platten's a far better player today. We've seen Dunstall play better, and of course Broden keeping his cool, and Wallace a dominating player in the centre. Mew playing better at centre half back. It's an entirely different ball game for Hawthorn today.
It certainly has been, Luke.
As the ball knocked out again, still on Hawthorn's attacking zone, goes right across to Dunstall. Tried to grab that on the boundary line, but it beat him and it's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Hawthorn goal, but they're doing it easy at the 14-minute mark. 14-13-97 to 6-10-46. Fitzroy are very tired side, and so they should be. They've had a hard go in this final. As Broden on top of Rouge now goes for a hand pass. Not a good one, picked up by Ede, but they're doing is they like it bounced the wrong way for Loveridge that time. They pounce on top of him. And the umpire still called play on as Schwab goes after it, taps it on. Connors there, but it beats them both and it's out of bounds. He's giving a free kick to Loveridge, and Loveridge having a go at Conlon. He'll get one if he's not careful. When you're a rover, you can give cheek, but you stand well away. You give arm's length away, Bob. 15-metre penalty. And this has brought him right up to about 45 metres out from goal. Now, we could easily kick this. He's a pretty good kick for goal, young Loveridge. There she is on its way, and that's a long kick. Will it make the distance? No. Rouge with a great mark. That was a beautiful mark in defence by Rouge. A hand pass coming over now to Pert. Pert down there in the back pocket. A little slow to get rid of it. He finally got his kick. Coming in now is Abbott. Back it goes to Jenke. Jenke with a hand pass over to Wallace. He's grabbed by Hinch, but still gets the hand pass back. And it's Clayton going for a pass back there now to McGrath. He overruns the ball. He's got a chance to recover, but tucks right on his tail. Well played by the Hawthorn captain. Back it goes to Russo. And once again, Hawthorn go back into attack at the back as Curran flies high. Couldn't take the mark. Thornton backing up well, goes for the long kick out to Bernie Quinlan on his own. Now Superbird's got a chance to score a goal if he can get around length, but he had to go for the left boot. And he'll put it out of bounds. So that'll be a throw-in from that forward pocket position right against the Fitzroy point post. I think that's about the third time it's been into attack for this last quarter. 16 minutes gone. 14-13-97. Hawthorn to Fitzroy 6-10-46.
Boundary throw in. McGrath takes it, trying to do a Bernie Quinlan. Almost succeeds and puts it through for 1 point. That's their first score of the quarter. They still haven't scored a goal in this term, of course, and they haven't scored a goal since the 4.5-minute mark of the third term. They got 2 quick ones just after half-time, you may recall. Eade runs his full distance.
Full distance for sure.
I think he'd have broken the 6 furlong record there.
Platten, Morris, dummies well from Turner. Loken in pursuit. That centre wing is Chris Mew. Mew with a pass to half forward, looking for and finding Dunstall, who marks right on the 50-metre line. And if he did well against Gary Pert, he's doing even better on Reeves. But of course, he hasn't been able to kick straight in this quarter. He's gone for a pass again now. Mew is also at the 50-metre line.
In a better position, please.
Yes. So Chris Mew, who had a little bit of a slow start at centre half back. Brereton almost a screamer. Reeves recovers better. McIver slips at the crucial moment. That's Green in. Affects the hand pass to Curran. Curran to Schwab. Barwick in pursuit. Might be out of bounds. The same 2 guys are there. Now it's knocked down to Schwab again. Green from half forward. Green has a shot at goal. Roos does well to keep it away from his opponent. It's out of bounds, is it? No, still in play. Picked up by Turner. Turner from left back pocket. Looks for Gary Pert. Runs straight into Green, but gets his kick in. McGrath gets it away from Tuck. Quinlan. Tuck in pursuit. There's a few games between that pair. Quinlan from 70 metres out. Towering punt kick. Out of bounds on the full. Mammoth distance from Super Boot in that kick, but a free kick Hawthorn's way. Number 2 is Chris Mew.
Running on Mew to have that kick. At least Bernie Quinlan's no doubt their most effective forward, even though he's not kicking goals. There's no one else looks like getting a kick down there. That's Langford breaking away from Quinlan now. Runs to centre half back, goes for a long hand pass. We see a hand pass from Schwab to Buckenara, back to Green, over to DP at a minute ago. The crowd giving him hell again as he goes for a pass, looking for Brandon. Roos nearly grabbed a screamer that time. Down goes Jenke. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Hinson, pushed Brandon in the face as he was getting up. The umpire didn't worry about that. You wonder what he would have done if Brandon had done that. You see Pert goes wide. Over it goes to Loken. They're all going through slow motion at the moment. So Clayton, I should say. This is Clayton now with the ball as he sends it across there, and a good mark taken there by Morris. So Morris with the ball right on the 50-metre defence line. And this Fitzroy attack has really fallen apart since about halfway through the second quarter. They've had no one firing down there at all. It's a good kick by Morris. And getting under that one was Platten, and we see the ball marked here by Turner out there on the centre wing position. Into the quarter, the last quarter by 19.5 minutes. It's 50 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. And there's a mark taken by Loveridge. Not putting up much resistance now. Fitzroy looking a very tired side. You can tell with Bertie DP and Domenico's got it. The crowd giving him the works again as it goes out wide. And there's a good mark taken here by Curran. Curran out there on the centre wing position just about as he goes for a short pass. It's okay, and it's marked here by Jenke. Jenke looking for a lead. And there's the kick, not a good one. We see a hand pass coming over now to Bernie Harris. Breaks through at centre half back. That came from McIver. The ball back now to Osborne. He runs into Swab. He dropped the ball. The umpire said it might be holding the man. And he'll take the free kick around about the centre field area. Short pass. Out to Pert. And by golly, doesn't he look tight? It was good play as he knocked it onto Barwick now. Short pass. And the ball marked here by Rendell, and he's well within kicking distance, only about 30 metres out from goal directly in front.
Almost in slow motion though, Luke.
Yeah, they're going slow, and Pert looked mighty tired to me when he knocked that one. I could hardly lift his legs. Now, this will be their second goal since half-time if he kicks this one. That's how badly they're going. Third, is it? Third. Well, there they go. There's the kick. We'll wait on the result. And that'll be a goal. And a badly needed one. 14-13-97 Hawthorn of Fitzroy, 7-11-53. And we're into this last quarter by just on 21 minutes.
On replay again, we see the ball coming out. Good play by Pert to knock it over the top. And Barwick with all the time in the world. And Matt Rendell not looking too fit.
44 points the difference. That was Fitzroy's first goal in the final quarter and only their third after half-time. Knocked down by Abbott, picked up by Dippy Domenico. Well, in fact, almost. Wallace tries the hand pass, taken by Curran, out to Green. Green at right half forward. Hawthorn go forward again. Dunstall on a lead, marks 50 metres out. 10 marks to Jason Dunstall. A great comeback after last week. He was, well, I wouldn't say slaughtered, but Bruce Doyle certainly had the better of him.
I reckon he was slaughtered, Pete.
Okay, we're well beaten anyway, Luke.
I think you were kind to him.
Barwick. Has that gone out of bounds on the full? Yes, it has. So a free kick going Hawthorn's way. It will be taken by Peter Russo. And he's got two there to aim for. Abbott takes the mark in front of McIver. Green. Certainly coming back into some of his best form. Knocked down by Dunstall, had to punch it from behind. Buchanara ridden into the ground by Turner. Umpire calls play on. Turner picks the ball up. In turn, he gets ridden into the ground and he gets a free kick. But Dean Turner from centre half back. With the Fitzroy's poor record, it would appear in preliminary finals still continuing. They've played four, lost four. High tackle on Wallace. Hawthorn, of course, have played in 6 and have won only 2 before today. So their record in preliminary finals isn't good either. Not much doubt about that.
29 possessions to Wallace, Pete.
Back into some of his best form. Brereton in front. Knocked away by Roos. Brereton recovers well. Tries to get clear of 2 opponents. Can't. Barwick. Brereton. Handball that's straight to him on the ground. And umpire Ross Castle will bounce it. Still at centre half forward for Hawthorn.
He's played a lot better since half-time, Brereton, Bob.
Yes, he certainly has, Lou.
Been a good duel between that pair. Abbott and Roos, won by Abbott. Brereton, high tackle. And Brereton at centre half forward. Now, if he gets onto it, he should be able to land this just about in the goal square. However, he's got it over to Eade. In turn to Abbott, who's got a very sure pair of hands. And Abbott, from right half forward, a chance to put Hawthorn deep into attack.
An ideal type of player to have on the interchange bench.
Certainly is. Chance for Dunstall. Reeves had him covered and the ball is shot through for 1 point. So it's 14-14-98 Hawthorn. The Fitzroy 7-11-53.
1-7 this quarter they've kicked.
Well, you must say this, that Brereton's had the manners of a choir boy today. You couldn't fold him, could you? The ball goes out now to Osborne. Goes for a short pass. Picked up here by Loken. Loken's got the ball there at half back. But both sides going through the motions now. Just on 24 minutes gone of this last quarter. Abbott takes a great mark. Over it goes to Rodney. A short pass to Platten. Intercepted now by Turner, but Platten won't give it. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball that time. Got it out to Abbott. Abbott goes for a kick down there towards Dunstall, but Reeves showing good judgment. Gets the ball out now wide to Thornton in the back pocket. A pass out to Conlon on his own there at half back, showing plenty of pace. Buchanara after him out there. He goes around the wing and look at him go, but I think it's too late to do it. Fitzroy, any good. He's run about 100 metres already. Still going. And the hand pass comes to Barwick. Back to Conlon again. He could get a goal. This could be the most brilliant bit of play we've seen for a long time. He's going to have a shot. He drives it up. It won't make the distance. Looking for Rendell. Morris is there. Rendell goes down. There's too many Hawthorn players. Throwing himself, it was Brereton. Back it comes now to Pert. Gets around his opponent. Mew has a shot at goal, but he's put it out of bounds. All that hard work by Conlon was wasted.
Well, one of the most brilliant players in football, and when things aren't going right for you, it doesn't matter how good you are.
That's certainly right, Bob. Well, Conlon will be pretty tired after that. Still, then again, he hasn't done that much. He might have been pretty fresh with that run. Well, that kick is out of bounds. And that'll be a penalty-free kick going to
Wallace.
Wallace.
No, against Hawthorn.
Against Russo. It'll go out there now to Clayton. Clayton on the half-full on about 65 metres out from goal.
13 kicks to Clayton.
Drives the ball across towards the full forward position. Getting up high was Conlon. Grabbed by Loveridge. A hand pass comes back to Russo again down there in the back pockets. He was knocked after he kicked the ball. It'll be a free kick down the ground. So Fitzroy can't do a thing right. Just on the 26th-minute mark, and Hawthorn are certainties to go into the grand final against Carlton next week. 14-14 to a 7-11 as the ball goes back to centre field. It hits the deck, backing up well as Swab. Gives a hand pass over to Green. Green at 50 metres out, still running at the goals. He's got a chance to score one here now. He lets fly. And that is a goal. So Hawthorn into the grand final. That's his second. 15-14, 104 to Fitzroy. 7-11-53. Just on 26 and a half minutes gone at the last quarter.
Yes, well, Fitzroy only going through the motions now, and but it's been a wonderful effort by Fitzroy to get to the preliminary final. Unfortunately, I think they probably have run their race, and Hawthorn too good today.
26 and a half minutes have gone in the final quarter. 51 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn, who are going to go into their fourth successive grand final. That's knocked down by Abbott. Wallace just about caught with the ball. Out to Loveridge, still inside the square. He's running goalwards. Russell Green a few moments ago. His kick dropped short though. Platten swoops on it, gets clear of Reeves, shoots at goal and puts it through. And that's Platten's fourth. So two quick goals to Hawthorn after they kicked at one stage in this term 1-7, 16-14 to 7-11.
Once again, the running of Hawthorn. Richard Loveridge looks as though he's just started the game. Floats the ball forward. Turner not quite able to take the mark. And you can't give Platten too many opportunities.
Certainly can't.
Platten's played a much better game today too. 17 kicks, 3 marks and 4 handballs for the former South Australian. 110-53. That was Platten's fourth goal. The time on being played in the final term. Knocked down by Abbott. Scooped out to Green again. Green's hand pass is intercepted. It's from Pert. McGrath. Barwick. Barwick at half forward. Rendell and Mew. The Fitzroy skipper recovers well, but it's socked away by Langford. It's out of bounds. So a boundary throw it in Fitzroy's left forward pocket. Only a couple of metres from their behind post. David Parkin and the Fitzroy Brains Trust would be a little bit disappointed with their effort today.
Greg Deere must have been okay, Pete. He's getting ready to come back on the ground.
He ran off, didn't he, Bob, even though he was limping a little bit. Picked up by Dwyer, who has a snapshot, and I think he's put it through for a point, is it? Yes. Dwyer normally playing in the long sleeve jersey. I can't recall him seeing him in a short one before, but that's the siren to end the preliminary final. A rather short final term, 28 and a half minutes, and Hawthorn has won it 16-14, 110 to Fitzroy, 7-12-54.
Brereton, the man you were talking about, the only thing that probably stopped Dermot taking a couple of marks today might have been his halo, Lou. He did not put a foot wrong today, and when the skirmish was on, Brereton, who had the free kick at the time, just stood back and waited and let everything settle down, and his performance in the second half was really like the Dermot Brereton we know. He was beaten by Paul Roos in the first half, but did come back. But as I was saying before, Lou, a great effort by Fitzroy to get here.
That's right, Bob, and of course they should be congratulated, but that performance of Hawthorn's last week wasn't the true Hawthorn. They showed their true colours today, and of course after getting off to a bad start, they trailed by 3 goals before they scored. But once they got their head in front, they were never headed for the rest of the day, and I would say about halfway through the second quarter, the game never looked in doubt. And of course, I should imagine that Carlton would be a bit worried playing Hawthorn next week, because they'll have a different proposition they did in that second semi-final. A great performance by Fitzroy to make the preliminary final, because they actually played 4 elimination finals to make this. I think the strain was too much, but they had too many injuries. But congratulations to Hawthorn making the grand final for the 4th successive year to play Carlton next week. The final scores in the 1986 preliminary final: Hawthorn 16-14, 110 defeated Fitzroy 7 goals, 12-15.